My nose is itchy.
Lather it in coconut oil.
All right, there you go.
I wasn't anticipating that answer. You should throw that out as an answer to just something where it's completely unprecedented.
The economy is collapsing. Lather it in coconut oil.
Oh my!
Yeah, we should do an intro probably.
Yeah, hey, we made tier lists with Tier Maker in 5 different categories that are not really any of them related. It just some of them seemed like things we could talk about, and then one of them seemed funny. So there you go.
That's what it is. That's how it be.
And that'd be how it do.
Oftentimes.
Yeah.
Anyways,
right. First up, a tier listing of wrestlers. Which someone else, by the way, made the formats for these tier lists. So if there's a wrestler that seems missing, it's very obvious that the latest this tier list was made was 2019.
If that.
Well, there's a certain somebody has a title belt around their waist in the picture that means it had to be 2019 or later. And by the way, I noticed there's a general trend across most of Tier Maker that it seems like they stopped making wrestling tier lists in 2019 for some reason.
Well, once the COVID era hit, like the product became unwatchable. So yeah, why there aren't any more recent tier lists that feature frickin' Dirty Dominic Mysterio? I don't know, because he's definitely up in the S tier category.
Oh yeah. But let's post our lists, gentlemen. Let them fly.
Right. Let them go.
all right, there's mine.
Oh! Okay. I'm seeing that both of you have special Super S tiers.
What? I don't have a special Super S tier. Pink I did one, but I didn't. I just used the very basic bitch naming scheme that it came with.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think the wrestling tier list is the only one where I added a tier because it needed it.
I also added a tier for the wrestling tier list, but only for the bottom tier.
Oh, yep, I see that.
Uh-huh. I wanted to have a separate tier for I used to love them, now I don't. That would just be Jericho and Kevin Owens, but
yeah.
Alright, so whose tier should we go through first, I guess?
Well, Pink was, I guess, first come, first served. So let's start with Pink.
All right.
So I got Pink. I'm shocked that you did not carry through one of your classic bits here.
Which one would that be? I have too many.
You put Bruno in the I don't know category rather than just putting him in trash.
Okay, yes, that is an outlier. Originally, when I made this list, Bruno was definitely going in the trash tier, but then I put your boy, not Ron Simmons, the cowboy. What's his name?
Hansen.
Stanson. Pardon me. Stan Hansen. Yeah, I put him in the trash tier, and I figured that if I put Bruno Sammartino in the trash tier as well, it'd be kind of playing the same joke, or something close to it. So I figured I had to be a bit more honest about that one.
Yeah, and I love Stan more than I love both of them, but I do love Stan more than Bruno, so the Stan bit works better.
Yeah.
I feel like Hansen's career would have been different if he was named Stan Hansen.
Yeah, it is worth noting that Stan Hansen, when he got his start working in the West instead of Japan, he worked a pretty boy gimmick.
Amazing.
He had long blonde hair. That's the era during which he broke Bruno's neck.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay, I am shocked you put Kofi in the decent category.
Yeah. It was close to trash, but I had to take a step back and kind of look at it from almost unbiased, but still very biased perspective of I'm not a big fan of Kofi. but he's all right. It's like there was a period of time where I was a big fan of Batista. Am I a big fan of Batista nowadays? No, but he was all right. He rode the coattails of his Evolution breakout for 10 years. You know, that's respectable. Not a lot of people do that. So,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm mixed up though, because I can see the times where you went for the meme and the times where you didn't. Because like I'm seeing Daniel Bryan in the trash category.
Yep. I had to do it too.
Like I get it. I think we all can agree here. There was a point where Daniel Bryan went from being one of the best in the world to an annoying pain in the ass. But that still doesn't merit the trash category outside of memeing.
Brian being in the trash category is definitely a meme. It took a lot of effort and self-control to not make an overrated category specifically for all my bits. But yeah, I had to make sure, or I had to try to make sure that I kept it mostly intact the way it was. Only the perfect tier has been added, nothing else.
Yeah. Which, I mean, fair enough for Kurt Hennig, though. Yeah, I guess who else really could belong in the perfect tier alongside Kurt Hennig?
Christian Cage, of course.
I think for all around talent, maybe Randy Savage, but I don't know that anybody else. Yeah, Orton.
The two Randys, there you go.
Yeah, both Randys and Kevin Nash, but that's it.
Owen, maybe?
I mean, honestly, yeah, I might. If you ask me on most days, I would definitely rate Owen higher than Brett, which is absurd because, you know, Brett, well known for being a tryhard his whole career, and Owen not.
Yeah.
He just the natural talent.
Yeah, I mean, that's always the thing with Brett. Like, in ring, he's arguably the best, period, in every single way. Out of the ring, I mean, he's not an awful promo. Anyone who says he's an awful promo is having a laugh. But, yeah, Brett's not a great promo, not even really a good promo. He's just passable.
Yeah.
He's not the good promo. He's not the bad promo. He's the promo.
Speaking of, look at fucking Big Dog Roman in here.
Yeah. That's what really threw me for a loop when I was going through the tier list. That it's like I knew, going through all these JPEGs here, that this is a pretty dated list. You know, we got some notable omissions, we got some random inclusions, and then we got the Big Dog Roman Reigns. It's like, oh, good lord, what a time that was! I was tempted to bump him down a couple tiers just because it was Big Dog era Roman and not the Tribal Chief Roman, but
same.
Yeah. And ultimately he's in the correct category, but not for the time frame.
Speaking of the inclusions, I went with this list over another tier list that was way worse, that like had inexplicable exclusions, like where the fuck is Macho Man? But
Macho Man.
Yeah, it was some list that you could tell it was somebody who had never watched any wrestling prior to like 2011. Because the only picks they had for the 80s were Hogan and Flair. No one else.
That's terrible.
But, like, nonetheless, I think all of us, when we saw Papa Shango, went, huh?
Yeah.
It's like Papa Shango specifically, not Godfather.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're going to put that guy on the list, it's Godfather, not Papa Shango. I think the Godfather gimmick was stupid, but at the end of the day, he was far more notable as Godfather.
Yeah, it's like I was ready, waiting, willing to put Godfather into the fantastic category, but he was never there. It was just Papa Shango.
There's also Stevie Ray. Come the fuck on. Like, he is 100% here because whoever made this tier list was like, I need to complete the tag teams.
Right. But then you've got the real questionable thing here of they put Kevin Von Erich in the tier list.
Oh, God.
And no other Von Erich at all.
Yeah.
That was what really confused me because here's the Von Erich who's still alive. That's noteworthy. But when you talk about the two real standouts of the Von Erich family, it's
Kerry and David.
Yeah, David. That's the one I was missing. Kerry, because he had his notable solo career in I want to
WWF.
say, yeah, he was Texas Tornado in WWF. I don't know if he actually wrestled solo in WCW or if they ever went to WCW at all.
When David died, Kerry got the NWA belt. He was the only one of the Von Erichs that got the NWA belt.
Yes, but would he have been? I guess they would have had him wrestle as a singles guy and not really doing his familial thing at that time.
No matter what, WWF would have wanted Kerry at some point just because he was so fucking huge.
Oh, definitely.
But, like, that's the one that really throws me for a whirl. Is because when I look at Kofi with the WWE belt around his waist, and when I look at Big Dog Roman, I'm thinking, okay, this list must have been made right before COVID. Because, you know, both of those picks. But then I see Kev being the only Von Erich that's on the list, and it's like, wait, this must have been made post-Iron Claw. Because if this was made pre-Iron Claw and you were going to get any Von Erich, you were going to get Kerry.
Yeah. That is peculiar.
Christ. Addy, have you got any particular observations about this list?
Not particularly, honestly. It's similar to mine in a lot of ways.
I would like somebody to point out that I put Devon in the decent category and Bubba in the trash category. But
No, that's right.
Yeah, it's right. I just wanted you to appreciate the effort I put forth to make sure they're still next to each other, but a notable tier different.
Yeah. But Spike gets put in the good category.
Spike is
definitely
the best category. What a man. Went through so many tables, took so many stupid bumps that have surely taken at least 40 years off his life. That man might be dead right now. We won't know it. Tell us in the news. It'd be very sad.
He just did a video with Maven like 2 months ago.
Don't worry about it. We're making the video 2 months later.
That's another thing. There is definitely some ECW bias going on this fucking list because Tommy goddamn Dreamer is here.
Tommy freaking Dreamer's here.
Okay, you know who's the one that... Okay, ECW bias, whatever. Stevie Ray is there because Booker's there. What the fuck is Hardcore Holly doing as an option on this list?
Oh, he was put here for the trash category.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just for uniformity.
Yeah.
Like even Great Khali.
Just in case you find a Mark who just freaking loves all these wrestlers, he's still going to put Hardcore Holly in the trash tier. Don't worry about it.
Like, even Great Khali, it's like, well, there's someone out there who's just like, but he's so tall, though. But, like, what does Hardcore Holly have going in his favor?
His team songs with, how do you like a clown? And then he comes out.
Oh, God. All right. Well, Pink, anything in particular else that you want to say about your list?
No, I think you guys saw the bits, all the funny things I did with the list, and other than that, just pretty standard. Not a lot of shenanigans going on, so I'm good to move on to the next tier list done by, let me close this, and Alex.
It me.
It do be him.
So, I have a much more positive opinion of a lot of wrestlers than I think you guys do. Yeah, I felt like I had to make the trash human beings category just because there are some guys that I don't like. You guys know me. I don't want to praise the Steiners or Flair or Dynamite or Lesnar. So.
Yeah. It's understandable. I'm a lot more forgiving in that respect because I'm a lot better at separating the art from the artist. But yeah, I totally understand that.
Though, I'm not going to lie, I partly threw Jannetty in there just because it's like...
Because it's Jannetty.
Well, he might not have done that stuff, but he said he did.
Jannetty is so forgettable that I forget he's a crazy person in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his... That's his
You wanna
legacy.
talk-
Like he got fucking kicked through the window by being crazy, and people forgot about him. They just remember someone crazy.
You want to talk about forgettable? I'm just now realizing I put Tully Blanchard in the I don't know, I've never seen him work category. Now that I think of it, I've seen a couple Tully Blanchard matches. He's just so fucking forgettable. I forgot about it, and I put him in the I don't know category.
I definitely had some situations like that with my I don't know category, that's for sure.
Some guys just aren't memorable. Like Godfather, even if I did see a Godfather match, I'm pretty sure I've seen a Godfather match at some point. I don't remember. He's beloved for his goofy gimmicks and for being a chill guy, but at the end of the day, he's one of the most boring big men wrestling ever had.
Yeah. Speaking of big men wrestlers, where the heck was Bam Bam Bigelow in this tier list? That was horrible.
Yeah, there's no Bam
Ridiculous
Bam.
omission. But we've got Dean Malenko here.
Yeah,
no,
Dean Malenko.
No, that's not Dean Malenko. That's not Cyclope.
Dean Malenko. Initially I put Dean Malenko in the fantastic category because, like, my God, he's such a great wrestler. Then I stopped and went, no. And I moved him down to decent. So he's between Austin and The Rock, though, which I think is the highest praise he's ever received. Like, the decent category is, for the most part, guys that I don't like. I just can't bring myself to say, fuck them.
Yeah, I'm seeing that pattern there now that you mention it.
It really, I was mixed up this whole time about whether or not I was making a subjective or objective list. And I gotta say, I myself am confused about that when it comes to, like, Big Show. Objectively, his WCW work was in the good era. So if I put Jericho in the good category, I should put Show in the good category because he had a good era. But subjectively, I fucking hate Big Show. He's so goddamn boring. So I guess I just split the difference.
Yeah, funny how that works out.
Also, maybe a little bit of bias putting Nikolai Volkov in the decent category. He was mostly pretty shit. And a lot of bias putting Sheik in the fantastic category now that I look up. Really, the purpose I have Sheik up there is to draw the eyes away from Stan Hansen being up there. Oh, shit. Oh, God, that's, there becomes a thing with wrestling where there's some guys that sometimes I'll admit, for me to put Tully in the I don't know category, also can't recall many Harley race matches I've seen. But I put him in the fantastic category because it's just so cool, though.
Well, only when he's got the sideburns, and they never added that in the game, so it's terrible. And I refuse to play him.
I'll take King Harley over no Harley.
That's fair.
So that's enough of me talking about my list. You guys got anything to say about it?
Why is Tajiri only good? Like, you got all the other goobers and fantastic, but Tajiri's just good? He's just good to do?
I've not seen enough Tajiri matches. I'm sorry.
That's fair.
I'll be honest. The one you should be pissed about is that I had Scott Hall in Fantastic, right? So here's a really goofy thing. Initially, I intended to screenshot this, but it just wouldn't fit in one screenshot, so I went with the save and download feature instead.
Yeah.
And if I had done that, Scott Hall would have been in the Fantastic category. The only reason Scott Hall isn't good instead of Fantastic is because, and Goldust as well. Both of them would have been in my Fantastic category, except that I needed to change the formatting for it to all fit in one screenshot, and I wasn't able to. So both of them got fucked, I guess, because I'd just rather move either of them down than Shiki. And let's be honest here. I'm showing my hypocrisy here. I have a trash human beings category, and I didn't put Sheik in there. Oh, shit. Some of these were tough choices. I gotta admit, both Terry and Yoko, I was also torn on putting them in fantastic or good. You know?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, Jibble. I'm also showing my bias a little bit there, putting him in good. Come to think of it.
Yeah.
Which, in fairness,
Jibble was good. Jibble.
He is a good promo. He is a good promo, and he's good at having a gimmick and making you hate him or love him, depending on all that. But he was never a good wrestler, and as a human being, he's definitely had his faults.
That is true.
This list, now I look at it, it's like kind of like the subjective objective mix just gets so wild because I wanted to be objective at first until I got to Shane. That is
Shane,
important.
yeah. Shane was a big outlier in mine as well. I was like, I love Shane. I have no idea what to do about him with this tier list.
On an objective level, I wouldn't put him lower than good. He's had some fantastic matches. He's had some stinkers too, but there's a lot of guys who went in the good category that have had some fucking stinkers. But I wanted to put him in fantastic so hard. It didn't feel right putting him anywhere lower than the top. And that's the point where I went, oh, fuck it, it's a subjective list. But I really should have done reorganizing after that. Because as a subjective list, I'm going to be honest, Billy and Lex wouldn't have made it into decent. I would put them in trash. I respect them and what they can do. I just don't fucking like the motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's enough about my bullshit. Eddie, your list.
All right, my list. I screenshotted this out and I regret it because apparently Tearmaker has a secret whiteboard at the bottom that you can't exit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Good thing I only screenshot one of mine then.
Yeah. So.
We got Terry Funk in the S tier there.
Yes. So, my, yeah?
No, go ahead. I'm looking back at Pink's list for a comparison.
All right. So yeah, my thing was going in was all right. Let's look at the total package. Lex Luger, just him, no one else. But yeah, no. Let's look at the total package for each of these wrestlers. You know, how did they wrestle? You know, if I saw them cut a promo, how good was it? How much did I believe them or not when I saw them? And then on top of that, how when I was making the list, how did it feel, their placement? Mainly. So, like, it's mostly subjective. Yeah. I will say, it is mostly subjective.
Yeah.
My list is entirely subjective. Like, when I went through my list, I was like, what do I like? And that's the only criteria I based my list upon.
Not to start an argument, but I have noticed that both you guys put Xavier Woods in the trash.
He fucking sucks, I don't care.
Exactly where he belongs.
That's the thing, because like objectively, Xavier is a good wrestler, but he just makes an ass of himself so often.
Yeah.
I will say, what really cracks me up is seeing our list vertically go, watching Jericho move down a tier with each of our lists. That Jericho, I think, is the most problematic guy to put on the list.
Yeah.
He is the one that you
retired in 2012 would be so easy, but no.
He's the Mao Zedong. He's the Mao Zedong of wrestling. If he had retired in 2004, he would have gone down as one of the greats. If he retired in 2014, he would have gone down as having a troubled legacy. Alas, he is still not retired in 2024.
But yeah, also there's an internal thing, because like how I did some of these tiers, not all of them. These tier lists, but some of them, this and the game franchise one was also just like, all right, I look at this thing, what do I think immediately? What is the first thing that comes to mind? All right, it's gonna be in that tier. In that tier, where does it fit? So like, I don't know if y'all gave a shit about.
Did you do an ordered list?
Yes.
Oh no. I thought about it, but I was like, I shouldn't. The others won't.
I did. I totally did.
Oh no!
Like that's why I said. That's why I said that's why one of my favorite moments was when I went. All right? Bret Hart is better than Ric Flair, but is he better than Spike Dudley? And in the end, I said no.
Okay, I want to mention real quick you can see where I considered doing an ordered tier list on mine. Where, okay, we start off Miz number 1, Cody number 2, Macho Man number 3, I give up.
Yep.
I love Arn, but he is not my number 4. Oh, shit. Okay, well, whew.
But yeah, I also felt like some of these were things where like obviously had to do them, like Van Dam had to be under Macho, like it's just slightly under Macho Man, because like Macho Man is a better wrestler, yes, but also I like Van Dam.
Van Dam's your boy, you know?
Yeah.
Whew. Roddy at number 5. I don't think I've ever heard you talk about Roddy.
Roddy I put there because the people I put into good were people who I thought were very unique in what they brought to wrestling. So like, you know, Savage was a larger than life character. Van Dam was very innovative in his offense. AJ Styles reinvented himself like 3 times. Roddy Piper is the archetype of a heel. Like, he is the heel.
Yeah. And more than he's not just the heel, he's also the cool heel.
Yeah.
Yep.
He blazed multiple trails.
And like that's honestly why Funk is in Fantastic, because Funk was a fine technical wrestler in his youth, and then he realized that he's old now and just redefined himself, became a hardcore wrestler, and got over as that as well. And that's why he's in Fantastic for me.
I think that's always got to be the number one thing about Terry. It's a sad thing about how much of his legacy has been defined by the WWE. And for WWE, they only ever really brought Terry in as a trash hardcore wrestler to work with Mick. And they talk about the crazy stuff he did in Japan, because it's the Attitude Era, we're pushing the boundaries, yada, yada, yada. But kind of as a result of that, there are so many people, including Mike and Ted, who are our friends, who are older than us by 20 years, that because they largely consumed WWE stuff or did not start consuming WCW stuff until the NWO era, for them, Terry is just the hardcore goofball.
Yeah.
And they don't know his years as one of the top brawlers of the territories or one of the top technicians of the territories.
And a good promo.
Yeah.
And a good promo. He was one of the first crazy heels.
Yeah.
Which probably worked because the dude actually is crazy. Or was. He's dead now.
He was from Texas.
The crazy had a shelf life.
Sadly. But yeah, I feel like there are some picks as you go down the list, though, very, very, like, shows that, like, I tried to, you know, once again, I tried to consider, all right, what did they bring to wrestling as a whole? How are they as a complete package? And then also how I feel about them. Because, like, if it was just strictly how I feel about them, John Cena would not be this high, or The Rock for that matter.
Nah.
Austin, like, Austin too, honestly. Goldberg actually is
I like that lineup right there of DDP. I was about to say Goldust. I don't know why. DDP, Stone Cold, and Goldberg.
Yeah.
They all got the tough guy hands on the hips. So does Ron Simmons almost in the next picture.
Yeah.
But all three of those guys striking the similar mean guy pose. And then you got DDP and Stone Cold wearing the leather vest.
Yeah.
This is DDP's Pokemon evolutionary line.
Now that trio makes me sad because I see DDP and Berg and I go, oh yeah, DDP gave Berg the best match of his career. I look at DDP and Austin and it makes me sad, like, man, DDP versus Austin would have been such a cool feud.
Yeah. It's so sad what they did to him.
Oh yeah, is there a bigger ball fumble by the bookers in wrestling history than DDP in WWF?
Not that I can think of immediately.
Like one that like. It's so often said that anytime a wrestler fails, it's the booker's fault. No, it's usually the wrestler's fault. But beyond all the excuse making, I have a harder time thinking of an example of just purely like the wrestler could not have done anything with that. There is no part of that DDP could have worked with. That is 100% booker fuck up.
Yeah.
Whew.
But yeah, and then to these, when you walk down Decent is like, you know, had potential, in DDP's case at least, had potential, but it was squandered by the bookers. Or like Austin or Goldberg or whatever, like, you know, they had a part, to being big, and they capitalized on that. But like it wasn't quite as fully realized as some of the people in Good. And then as you walk down,
here's Kurt Angle had potential, squandered by TNA or going to TNA.
squandered
pills.
Yeah, squandered by pills.
Perks.
Yeah. But yeah, and then you walk down, and then we get to the end, and it's like, and Balor and Sandman and Show, I guess, like those guys are like, have some semblance of quality, cause like Sandman, for being the Sandman, actually had some technical skill that.
For being a guy who can't wrestle, actually was very great in the company he worked for.
No, that's the thing. That's the thing, though. Sandman could wrestle. He just only did it once every 5 years. So like Sandman could
actually show up to the ring sober.
But yeah, so like Sandman could had some technical skill. He just really showed it off. So like Sandman could be higher if he showed it off more, less rarely. But he had a very strong character. On the opposite end, you have Dean Malenko.
So, I want to note something.
Yeah.
Even though Pink put Daniel Bryan in the trash category, I feel like you insulted him worse, Addy, by putting him in the decent category just underneath the dog-faced gremlin.
I saw the dog-faced gremlin have a good match.
I mean, yeah, it's. Oh shit.
Like, okay, this is gonna be the greatest insult that I can muster. But they have roughly the same amount of potential in my eyes. Quality wise. We also not talk about how fucking Cody Rhodes is under X-Pac.
I love Cody, but Cody and X-Pac are along similar lines in my mind, and so is Seth.
Yeah.
The only difference is that X-Pac is smaller than both of them and a much worse promo.
Yeah.
I love X-Pac, but the dude can't help himself but just to talk like this. And that's not a good promo. I also want to note that you put Yoko, Mark Henry, and Samoa Joe all together. I guess that's the trio of fat right there.
Yeah. They're the enforcers.
Yeah. Scott Steiner's right underneath them.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, shit. Did we all put Animal and Hawk together, by the way?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
I cannot. I don't know about y'all, but I literally don't know which one's Animal and which one's Hawk. So I just figured, oh, it's the Road Warriors.
Right? It used to be that one of them was alive and one of them wasn't, but that's not the case anymore.
Yeah.
Hawk was supposedly a bit better, but he was also the one that was a drug fiend.
Maybe there's a correlation.
Hawk is better just by virtue of not being related to John Laurinaitis.
True.
Yeah, that's more likely. Oh man.
But yeah, then we get down to trash tier.
Yeah,
my man Chavo dirty there.
Chavo never had anything really. His cousin Eddie.
Chavo had Chavo Senior. That man was great.
Did he though?
I couldn't put Chavo in trash. I put him in. No, I don't know. Just because I like him as a person.
But
I like that there was uniformity with Ambrose. We can all agree on him.
Yeah.
I cannot for the life of me find Cesaro on Pink's tier list.
He's probably indecent. I was gonna put him in trash, but I think he's indecent.
Yeah, there you go. There he is.
Yeah,
he just blends in too well.
Yeah,
that's his entire career.
Yep. But yeah, trash is
one of us should have put Kali in the fantastic category just to.
I was so tempted.
But yeah, the trash category for me is a mixture of wasted potential and bad person, and also Jeff Jarrett. He's here.
Yeah,
Where he belongs.
Yeah, he's only better than Abdullah the Butcher. Which I want to know the only
I'm
Abdullah.
putting him lower than Ultimate fucking Warrior.
Yes, that's what he deserves. Fuck him. Brutus the Barber
You put
Beefcake is better
Jericho
than.
lower than Khali.
Brutus
Oh
the
my
Barber
god!
Beefcake is better than Jeff Jarrett.
What the fuck? You put Tommy Dreamer better than Jeff Jarrett.
Yes.
Well, that's the thing about our trio is if any outside observers would think that oh, Alex must love Jeff Jarrett. No, I just don't hate him.
Oh, I put Dreamer above Jeff Jarrett because Dreamer has a cooler finish.
That's true.
I don't remember Dreamer's finish. What
DVD.
was it? The Death Valley Driver?
Yeah.
When he wasn't just using a fucking pile driver.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Or the DDT.
Oh, God, that guy's boring.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, then, I suppose we shall move on to the next set of tier lists.
Yes.
Okay, does everybody have Addy's list open?
Yes, I've got it open. I'm ready whenever you guys are.
So did we all agree about Underwear Man then?
Perhaps.
Yeah.
I didn't check.
It's like, that's honestly the peak of Peter Parker as a character, so we all made the correct decision there.
Okay, but, I'm seeing one already that I think there's going to be... Hank, how do you feel about the Raimi Man suit?
The Raimi Man suit?
The Sam Raimi's...
Oh, yeah. I took me a second there. I was like, what is that? I like the Raimi suit. I'm a fan of the Raimi suit. It's all right. It's
okay.
I think part of me only really super enjoys it for the nostalgia of it. But I think on a whole, if you made the webbing not 3D and black,
yes,
it's a very reflective of Spider-Man in the 90s, so to speak. So I like it.
I do not like the 3D webbing on the Raimi Man suit.
I do like the 3D webbing. I think it's fucking weird, but it looks neat sometimes. A lot of times it doesn't.
It is weird. That's why I don't like it. It messes with me. I'm imagining him picking up Mary Jane and her rubbing her hand down his chest, and like it's all bumping up and down and shit.
It's not pleasant to the touch.
It's so Mary Jane can grab onto something while they swing across New York.
Extra grip.
Yeah. Ripped for her pleasure.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Anyway, yeah.
Okay. Now, I'm seeing what's the name of the old Peter Parker that goes on a fucking
Last
dies in a
Stand.
shootout with the police?
Last Stand.
Last Stand. I always want to call it Rain, but every time I have to stop and go, no, it's not Rain. Rain is the deadly come Spider-Man.
Yeah, Last Stand was amazing for the longest time, and then at the end I went, well, fuck. The other top tiers are the suits that I use usually in Spider-Man PS4, and like Last Stand is my default. So like, it probably should be there.
I'm not a fan of Last Stand. Really, any Spider-Man outfit with like what looks like a tight leather jacket over it, it rubs me the wrong way. Because I've worn tight leather jackets, I've worn loose leather jackets, and they're not the best for acrobatics.
That is a logical. Actually, he wasn't evading them. He was perforated, but nonetheless. That is a logical issue to have with that costume. I'm like in between. I'm not a big fan of throwing. I don't like generally when superheroes throw civilian clothing on top of their costumes. I'm also just generally not a fan of superheroes in civilian clothing. But I like the Spider-Man Last Stand design because the clothing still carries through the visual like design of Spider-Man. He's still like, even though even though it's a leather jacket, it's still got the patterning of the spider suit, though, of course, with black under the arms instead of blue, going back to the Ditko days, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for an older, grumpier Spider-Man, I think it works.
Yeah. Like, I wouldn't want Les Stent to be Peter's regular outfit, but Les Stent does like a special thing that he puts on before he dies, then that works for me.
Yeah. You know, I got a thing against Spider-Man Noir, though. To me, Spider-Man Noir needs a hat and a trench coat.
True, but there's no version of that.
The hat is a definite omission that I'm not super happy with.
Yeah, like, if there was an in-game version that came like that, then I would have put that there. There isn't.
Yeah.
I still might be the better version of Noir.
It was just a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the trench coat was no-go since they gotta keep the model kind of intact with the main model, and adding a trench coat would disrupt that a bit too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a unfortunate compromise they had to make.
Let's see. As the rest of the list,
I appreciate how high the Spider-Man 2099s are, because that's where they belong, darn it.
Yeah, the reason
it's a neat design.
Spider-Man 2099, the regular one, would have been in top tier because 2099 Spider-Man is one of my favorite Spider-Man suits. But the way they pulled it off in the game, it's too metallic. I hate it. That's why
the thumbnail here. The colors kind of blend together too much with the metallic shading, so it doesn't stand out as nice as it could.
Yeah, that's why I put
would have been better if maybe they made the blue like a darker black and the red a bit brighter, so it would pop a little bit more. But yeah, they went and kind of half-assed the colors and then added the sheen, so it makes it bleed together too much. I'm not a super big fan of how they pulled it off in the game, but I love the outfit itself.
I feel like they could have just made it less metallic and maybe more organic looking, because to me the 2099 suit was by nanomachines, son. that was my understanding of the 2099 suit. So like to me it should look somewhere between metallic and organic. They just went full on fucking armor, but it's a skin tight suit and it just looks bad. That's why the white armor look is higher than the regular one, because I don't like the white armor look better than I do the regular one, but the regular one looks worse in game.
Yeah.
I have something really minor to bitch about.
Go ahead.
So I ranked Ben Reilly's suit rather high on my list. That's the same as it looks like you guys did. But I will say, every game where Peter Parker dresses up as Ben Reilly bugs me. Along similar lines, I am bugged every time that a game lets Captain America dress up as U.S. Agent.
That's fair.
Yeah, fair.
It's definitely fair.
I get characters. You pick it because it's a cool design, by all means, but I just so thoroughly associate it with being what that guy wears that separates him from standard Spider-Man or separates him from standard Captain America. So seeing the standard Captain America or Spider-Man wear that outfit, to me, messes with it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, with Peter, it's way simpler because Ben Reilly presumably does just look and sound largely the same as Peter with a different personality, but still, I mean, he's a fucking clone. So with Spider-Man, with Ben Reilly, it's not so bad, you know?
Yeah.
Miles with the Hood?
Oh, which one? There's a lot of those.
That's true. That's true.
I noticed when I made my tier list that Miles is like almost every alternate outfit he has a hood of some type, which is an interesting choice, and I'm sure I'll talk about it later once we get to my list. So
yeah,
I won't speak too much on that now.
This one is harder to see. The wrestler list, it was easy enough to go like, okay, Addy, what did you? So you put this here? Why? This one, it feels like it's harder to go over them without just talking about what you think of the suit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say for Miles with the hood, while I don't necessarily like the idea of hooded Spider-Man, it is different. It does differentiate him from Peter, and also the hooded designs. I don't think I put all of the hooded designs up there, but the hooded designs that I put up there, you know, had something to them. Like the middle one, honestly, I don't know why I ranked it in the middle. I kind of like that one the best because it's a jacket. It looks like he has a jacket on, and I mean, like, Spider-Man shouldn't wear a jacket, but if he has to, I guess it should look cool, you know.
Daft Punk Man is a neat idea.
Yeah.
Miles, no matter what, runs into the issue of the fact that he doesn't have nearly the degree of years behind him that Peter does, so they just had to make shit up.
Yeah.
In the Insomniac Studios.
Miles has had like one outfit his entire run.
Yep.
And it's garbage. And Insomniac had to do their best to make anything out of that piece of crap. And God bless them, they tried.
You know, I think we'll have more to say about the Miles suits going forward in the other lists.
Yep.
Because I can see already a little bit what's going on with Pink's list.
Don't look ahead. Spoilers, man.
Yeah. I'm
surprised and perplexed to see the Amazing Spider-Man suit ranked so highly in the all right category.
I don't think I could tell which one that was. To be honest.
That's
I think if it's the first one.
Second bottom row of the all right category, second on the right-hand side.
See, okay, yeah, I mixed it up. I thought the Amazing Spider-Man suit was the last one in Meh. Because the small images didn't make it obvious. Yeah. I didn't see those movies, and the images didn't make it obvious which one has the fucking ring texture on it that I hate. So imagine the Amazing Spider-Man suit is there at the bottom of Meh.
I have only just now noticed the tremendous resemblance between the Amazing Spider-Man suit and the England Man suit.
Yeah.
They both got the Brock Lesnar dick tattoo look going on.
Yep, it's nasty.
Oh. Ooh.
But yeah, man.
Okay, should we...
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm noticing that Cable Man doesn't rank highly for you, Maddie.
Which one's that?
Mr. Cyborg arm and eye patch and headband.
Oh yeah, no, not for Spider-Man. No.
It looks even worse in the thumbnail because the lighting makes his outfit look orange and it's nasty.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna be really with y'all. Most of the outfits in Meh, all of the ones where it's just Spider-Man put on a jacket and it's just a regular sweater. Like, you know, all of those outfits. Yeah. I was gonna put in Stinker, but then I went, they're not offensive. So the stuff that's in Stinker are mostly the stuff that I found offensive, and also like 3 outfits that I never saw in game because they're only in 2. Because I didn't have anywhere to put them. Otherwise, I would have put them separately.
The fuck is the deal with that skinny-looking cartoon Spider-Man at the bottom with the wrapped-up fists?
I don't know.
That was from a manga-inspired series from the early 2000s.
Oh God!
What?
That might actually even be the original Spider-Man India. I don't remember.
Yeah, that guy I didn't see in game. Oh, I don't think I saw England Man. And like, what the fuck is up at the first one on the second line of Stinker? That one I also never saw in game. What the fuck is up with that model? It like has all of the chest and nothing else. Judging by the picture.
Yeah, any of the times where they're trying to take it from another medium and include the visual effects to make it look like it came from that medium are rough.
Yeah. And then, like, you know, otherwise Stinker is like, this is borderline offensive to my eyes. So, like, you know, the anti-ox suit, the fucking armored suit that looks like
the bright ass yellow spider suit.
Which one? Oh yeah, yeah.
That's a stealth suit.
Very stealthy.
Yeah. The one where Spider-Man just wears his university shirt and jeans. Although that one's mainly there because if memory serves, you had to collect all of the collectibles to unlock it, and like if it wasn't, if you just got it regularly, then I would have put it in Meh. But because I had to get all of the collectibles and get this fucking disappointing thing, it sucks. I hate it.
Yeah.
Like, as the attires go for like, oh shit, I need to go into action as Spider-Man right now. I don't even have time to put on the rest of the suit. Just put on the mask. Go. It's just not visually interesting.
Yeah.
because just up there in the mech category, just throwing on a simple sweat jacket or whatever you want to call that damn thing, a sweatshirt with a zipper. Just throwing that on there already makes it at least some degree more visually interesting.
Yeah.
The dude, the one that's just a shirt and jeans, looks like a placeholder model.
Yes.
They should have gone fully for like a horribly ugly turtleneck sweater with a sweater vest over it.
I also considered putting the Insomniac suit into Stinker because I fucking hate it. But you know,
get ready for my list.
But then I started putting in some of the other ones that I don't hate as much as I hate the anti-sock suit. Yes.
Oh god.
We don't like socks around here.
Oh shit!
But yeah, that's my list, I guess. Do you all have anything else to point out particularly?
Not that I won't be bringing up on my own list.
Yeah, that's also very true.
All right. Then W's.
All right.
So
I agree with your first immediate top tier right there.
I don't. I hate that suit. It looks dumb.
I love that. It's like they took Miles's garbage ass suit, they slapped on some Christmas attire, and all of a sudden I'm happy with it. I don't care what he's wearing now. It's just the little beanie, the scarf, the earmuffs. It ties it all together. It makes me happy.
It adds little white accents to the visual language. It's fun to web swing around the city with the scarf physics. But more than anything else, I think that like every time they try to do, Miles is a guy who's from your small town, poor neighborhood, just like you kids, they always slap the damn hoodie on him.
And those cost $80.
Well, many of them do, yes, but also it's just not. It's offensively like, what's the word? The opposite of subtle. What's it? Like it reminds me. Okay, Pink, did you watch the first season of Luke Cage on Netflix?
I watched the first few episodes, and then they killed my favorite character.
Yeah. Luke spends the entirety of the first season of Luke Cage wearing a hoodie in every single episode because there was some political goings-on surrounding black men in hoodies at the time. And it felt rather dumb there that they were just being so obnoxiously there needs to be subtlety to these things. And this isn't that. The sweater and the earmuffs and the silly little beanie give Miles more the feeling of him being the small town, small neighborhood. Well, it's not really a small town. It's still just a borough of New York. But nonetheless, the small neighborhood Spider-Man who cares about the common man, who comes from the common man, yada, yada, yada. You get the idea.
Yeah.
And it makes him look like kind of a goof.
Yeah.
Which I think that's where a lot of the divide can be for Miles and Peter, is that Miles is the younger one. He can be the more childish one, and that can be part of the fun of his character.
Yeah.
With Peter, when Peter does something goofy, it's comedic because Peter's a grown man and he's kind of a loser. With Miles, the comedy of him doing something childish is the fact that he is still a fucking child. So, of course, he thinks it's fine or thinks it's even cool to be walking around in some of these goofier outfits. I'm a big fan of it. But, Addy, I don't think you are. You put it quite low on your list.
Yeah, no, I once again, I think if Spider-Man has clothes other than a super suit on, then it should be cool. Miles' outfits. Yeah?
Go ahead.
Like Miles' outfits, a lot of the jacket ones, and even that scarf one, it's just like, alright, it's his regular outfit, but now he has a scarf! And I go, oh, okay. And I just never fucking use it.
It's cold in New York, man. Like 27 degrees out there right now.
He can put on the Hulkbuster.
I gotta mention, I do appreciate that in story it has the explanation that it's the girl, it's the chick that he's kind of sweet on that gives him the scarf and the beanie and the earmuffs. I do think
Nobody knows who that is, but that is sweet.
But The funny thing is, I generally do agree with you, Addy, that I am not a fan of superheroes putting street clothes on over their costumes. I'm not quite entirely sure why I like this one, other than to say it kind of like when they throw on a leather jacket or a sweatshirt, it makes it feel like they're trying to make a superhero look cooler. This one gives Miles more so the feeling of being homemade, and humble.
I don't know. To me, it just makes Miles look like a regular. Like, it does do the thing of like, it makes it grounds Miles, but at the same time, like, I'm not looking to my regular fucking shock jock bro from the street to save me from a fire, and Spider-Man should.
I mean, it's earmuffs, not headphones. If it was headphones, that'd be different. But it's earmuffs.
I don't know.
Ears warm in the winter.
Like to me, like basically it whatchamacallit, it grounds Miles too close to like to the part of you that I never liked, more or less.
All right, I think we'll have more to say about this in the next list. So, it's also worth noting, I don't think either of you guys are that fond of the Insomniac suit for Peter.
I'm pretty sure I put that suit in the all right category of mine. It's not top tier, it's not garbage, it's just all right. There's a lot of design issues I take with it. I'm not super big on it in any meaningful way, but it's all right. There are a lot of elements to it that I do like the making the spider bigger and bold white. I think that was a good design choice. It makes it stand out a lot more.
I like that, and I like the white accents. I do take issue with the fact that he's like wearing obvious sneakers. I think that kind of looks goofy.
Yeah, never put Spider-Man in sneakers. I don't care what Miles Morales says.
Yeah, my issue is the sneakers and the white accents. I don't like the white accents. They should be gone. Spider-Man is supposed to be red and blue or red and black. If you really wanna
find the white accents, I do hate that the anatomy of the character is broken up with all the break lines, the web part of the suits. Like, as you can see, the shoulders into the trapezoids and the pectorals down there. And also the what would you call that? The line running from the chest down to the abdomen to the belt area. It looks like the red is a lot slimmer on that outfit than it is on most. And it also looks like it doesn't go out all the way to meet the spider legs on the far sides of the character model. So it makes it look where instead of being a part of the outfit and the spider is blended in with that red part, it looks like now the red part has been applied and we plastered the white spider over it, but it's kind of it's held off on
lazily applied PNG.
Yeah. So if they did a better job of making it more, I don't know, making it more cohesive, I would have liked it a lot better. But because there are so many minor issues I have with it, it ultimately falls into just middle tier for me.
I'll say for my part, I get where the break lines creates the issue of like interrupting the visual flow. For my part, though, I do think the break lines kind of I can't. You guys are artists, I'm not, so I can't properly explain this. But it seems like it draws the eyes more towards noticing that he's got like a lean kind of athlete, like a lean acrobats or runners physique.
Yeah, and I think that's why they slimmed down the center line as well, because that does make him look a lot more lean as opposed to some of the other Spider-Men here.
Yeah, and I like that.
I think a big issue I take with the break lines is that it makes him look too much like an action figure to me, looking at it from far away.
Yeah, that is definitely a big issue. You can see where the arm joints would go.
Yeah.
And right next to it, there's a problem. I've noticed that every time these games put a classic Spider-Man costume in the games, they tend to... It seems like they intentionally make it look a little bit off so that the player won't want to use it and will instead go for one of the more modern style designs instead of a classic style design.
Yeah.
Arkham is the only superhero game series I can think of off the top of my head where it seemed like the classic suits actually genuinely just looked great and actually looked cool. Like if you don't pay attention to the face, even the Ben Affleck suit feels kind of cool in Arkham. But still, it's a solid classic Spider-Man design. It's about as classic as it gets.
Yeah.
Now, MCU Spider-Man, I'm not a fan of the baby logo, the tiny little baby spider logo. But other than that, I mean, it's just black accents instead of white accents, so I largely consider it the same as the Insomniac Man suit.
Yeah, I don't have any major issues with the MCU versions of the Spider-Man outfit that I'm aware of. So yeah, I think it's pretty solid.
I love the Cable Man suit because it's so stupid.
So are you.
That's true. But like when I read Kingdom Come and Magog appears and they made him the most ugly 90s character of all time. I love it every time because it's just so bad that it wraps back around to being hilarious. You know?
It is a pretty great suit in that regard. I'll give you that.
Like Cable, by this point, we all agree that Cable gets to still be Cable and we won't have a problem with it. But there's like so many things that exist in Cable's general sphere that now anyone other than Cable does. It's just automatic stupid, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, the Prowler Man suit though for Miles, I'm a big fan of that one, but it's weird because I look at it and I like the narrative of it, and I think it's neat to give the purple as an alternative look for Spider-Man. That green is really fucking gangly though. It should have been a different shade of green.
I'm really not a fan of how they made the eyes green as well. I think that I think it was a solid enough design, and then they slapped the green into the eyes, and it really took it down a few notches for me.
It makes him look hostile.
It does.
Which, like, there are times where Peter should look hostile, especially in the black suit. But Peter and Miles, I can't think of there's any really context he's ever hit in any of his stories, at least yet, where he should be pissed.
Yeah.
So I think of conversely, just over to the left, the Spider-Verse suit, which is the only one of the weirdo alternate format suits I like, has big friendly eyes, which also the sheer size of the eyes kind of calls to mind the visual imagery of like a baby.
Yeah.
Which of course contrasts with Peter and it shows Miles' youth.
Yeah.
I'm a big sucker for the spray painted on spider logo on Miles' suit. How do you guys feel about that?
I love that suit. I'm pretty sure that's the highest ranking Miles suit I've got on my list. If it's not, then I made a mistake.
See, talking about the suit, I don't like the red shoulders, but the spray painted on spider logo is cool.
The shoes are a problem.
Not the shoes. I don't even know. I don't remember the shoes. I'm talking about his shoulders.
Oh. Well, that's entirely different.
The shoulders, the shoes of the arm.
I do appreciate that the shoulders have a very clear visual. Like, I do think that one of the issues Miles has with his suits is that so often they're just Peter's suits, but with different colors.
Yeah.
So I do think the shoulder does some degree of a good job of delineating him from Peter, but I do agree that otherwise it's kind of ugly. There's just one big red blot.
Yeah, if
what is otherwise a suit that has red small accents on otherwise a black background.
Yeah, if it was more broken up with red, if it was, like a, I don't know, 55-45 or something like that split between the red and the black, then the red shoulders would work. It's just, it's all black and then here's a bunch of red. We forgot to add the red.
Yeah. Oh, man. Okay.
I need to back up a second. I noticed you put the Scarlet Spider suit in the first category of amazing there, which is funny because we've often talked about how much that is such a garbage suit in the comics. But proceed.
I'm sorry. The Scarlet Spider suit is where? What did you say?
First one in Amazing.
First one in Amazing.
Iron Spider.
Yeah.
Oh, pardon me.
Iron
Scarlet Spider. Yeah, Scarlet Spider is where he belongs, if not a tier below where he
I
belongs.
was taken aback entirely. Like
Iron Spider. Yeah. Sorry. That suit has been used and referred to as Scarlet Spider in the past, so my brain kind of threw that in there and flipped me up just a bit.
Iron Spider is a weird one where, like, I objectively I recognize it's an ugly suit. I kind of like it though. I don't know why I ranked it lower than why I ranked it above MCU's Iron Spider, though, because MCU's Iron Spider is way better. I'm not sure what I was thinking there.
I disagree. I like the comics Iron Spider a lot more.
You know, it's the comics Iron Spider is more distinctive. The MCU Iron Spider, it's a little goofy that it looks like it's honestly just that Tony slapped some armor on Peter's pre-existing suit. Yeah. On the other hand, the comic Iron Spider suit does clash so much with what is the typical visual language of a spider suit.
True, but at the same time, I like the comic Iron Spider better than the MCU one, just because it looks like Iron Man threw this together without thinking about Spider-Man. He's just like, here, have this. And so like, you know, it really has the tell marks of, this is not Iron Man suit, retrofit it to be Spider-Man. And I like that.
You know what I think is the real problem with the Iron Spider suit in the comics?
Yeah?
It doesn't seem like Peter should be flexible in there.
Yeah.
It seems like Tony would have just made it out of metal and Peter would have a hard time navigating that.
Yeah.
I do think that's an upside to MCU's Iron Spider approach of just having it be the Iron Spider part is slapped onto a standard suit. Is that it's still, by and large, the typical flexible spider suit, but now there's a little gimmick thrown on there so he can pop on the gadget legs or whatever.
Yeah.
I've noticed you've stayed silent about it, Pink.
I just said yeah, I think. Oh. But it might not have been picked up because I kind of mumbled it.
I heard it.
I heard it as well. I was just expecting more opinion. You sounded like you were not as fond of the Iron Spider suit.
I'm not as fond of the Iron Spider suit in any way, really. I don't like the mask. I don't like the Go ahead.
No, proceed. I thought the mic wouldn't pick that up.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I don't like the mask. It's too plain for my liking. And specifically on this costume in the game, I don't like the orientation of the eyes, if that makes sense.
He looks like an alien gray.
Yeah, it does look a lot like that. And I'm not a big fan of the spider logo in the center. I think
it's not clear.
It feels like it's trying to go one way, but then leans toward the other, where it's really massive spider, but also it ends directly at the shoulders and doesn't go down the arms when it feels like it should, maybe. But also it ends like before it hits the belt area and doesn't continue the classic Spider-Man look of having that kind of belt line type thing. So there's just a lot of this suit that, to me, it feels like it's incomplete and or missing aesthetic design choices to it. Kind of looks like he's just a big red naked guy running around with a spider on his chest. I'm not super big on that look.
I mean, like you are correct, but at the same time, like at least with that kind of Tony just trying to throw something together, like this is the same guy who designed himself a super suit that was just basically a trash can, and then he made it golden and roared that for like for like a couple of years. So I'm not surprised that the Mark 1 Iron Spider suit turned out to be unfinished.
This is true.
Okay, I got a question to ask you guys. Battle damage costumes, how do you feel?
If it's a toggle, fine. If it's a separate thing like in the game, I don't like them because they feel lazy, especially if the battle damage isn't like noticeable.
Lazy, I wouldn't so much say, but I think it's ugly for Spider-Man to just be swinging around out of the house with that. If it's in the middle of a boss fight that he gets that, then that's one thing. But I do not like when it's just the standard attire. Like similarly, I remember Street Fighter 4 had battle damage attires for Ryu and Akuma both that I really didn't like, felt were wastes of costume slots because it didn't make sense at the round start.
Yeah.
See, part of
On
the
my list, I
Yeah.
will say I took I don't remember which one was battle damage. It's like a basic default Spider-Man, and then there's
Yeah.
like a basic default Spider-Man with battle damage. I put the battle damage right next to the Spider-Man normal outfit because at the time I was thinking, yeah, it's just the same outfit, but with a little scratch on it. So it obviously goes right next to the one that is in the good category because it's a good suit. But yeah, what you're saying now, I totally agree with, and vehemently agree that I'm not a fan of battle damage suits. I think it's stupid. I never purposely wear a battle damage suit because why? It's like the same suit, but now it's uglier. I don't want that.
See, like for my part, like I could like the battle damage suit if it wasn't just a small scratch that you can barely fucking see at any time. Like if it was full on Spider-Man just fought Venom in Spider-Man 3, I guess, and like he has the or like Doc Ock, and his arm part is like ripped off, the arm part of the suit, and like there's a visible gashes on his chest or whatever. Fine, that's actual battle damage that changes the suit up. But this is just, we put one small cut across the chest that you can't even see in this image.
Yeah.
So
if
I think
Spider-Man had his titties out, I'd enjoy this suit a lot more, but he doesn't, so it's like, why bother?
So I think the real issue with doing a heavily battle damaged spider suit in the games is that people would expect for half the face of the mask to be torn off, much like when he fights Goblin at the end of the first Raimi film, right?
Yeah.
And they can't do that because that would require a whole new set of facial animations.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
As the upside Spider-Man, he's one of those player characters you don't have to give him any facial animations for when he's in actual gameplay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at Pink's list.
Let's do it. Top tier is obvious. Miles in the beanie and earmuffs. That's the best suit in the game.
Yeah. I am surprised that we both put fucking Kamen Rider Spider-Man that high.
It's just cool though.
It is. When I saw it, I was like, I have no idea what this is from, or if this is a reference, or what's going on here. But I see it, and visually, I immediately understand it. And that, to me, is what tipped me over the edge. I was like, I understand everything about this completely. No questions asked. It's a good suit. It's going in top tier.
The only thing the only thing you can see from this image is the big fucking blue unicorn horn that he has.
You can see that in the image.
Yes, it's
barely.
I can see that. Yeah.
To me, with Spider-Man, if you're going to do something that's a big love letter to everything Spider-Man, you got to get some references into Japanese Spider-Man. And that's a pretty good Japanese Spider-Man reference.
Yeah.
And I also have noticed Addie's the only one who didn't put the Amazing Bag Man in the toppest tier. He put him in the second tier.
The bombastic bag man, mind you.
Excuse me.
Know your culture, nerd.
I have shamed my family. But you put the lousy cartoon Spider-Man in there with the built-in shading. Oh, it looks awful. What's wrong with you?
I like it. It's nice. It looks like a cartoon.
If you could make the rest of the game world look like that, then it would look cool.
See, I've not played the rest of the game, so I was only judging based off costume alone. I was like, yep, that's a cartoon Spider-Man right there, and flat right in the top tier he went.
I feel like
I will still hold it against you.
I feel like I'd like that suit a lot better if it didn't move at fucking 24 frames a second in a 60 frame per second game.
Isn't that the Miles suit that does that?
Both of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if memory serves, both of them do it.
Speaking of, where the fuck is the Into the Spider-Verse Miles on this list?
I see him in All Right, second one.
Oh, okay. My eyes were glazing over him somehow. For whatever reason, I can't read Pink's list. I couldn't find Cesaro on his wrestler list, and I can't find Miles on his spider list.
Which is funny, considering Miles is at least 30% of the list.
Yeah?
That's true.
Okay, do we all agree that Armor Spider-Man is really stupid?
Yes.
I have a soft spot for Armored Spider-Man only because I had a little action figure of Armored Spider-Man when I was 6 years old. But aside from that, yeah, I'm not a big fan of it.
He was in Marvel vs. Capcom 1, though.
That's right, he was.
Yeah. I like that we've also put Ghost Rider Spider-Man into the stinker category.
No explanation needed on that one.
Yeah. Cute gimmick, looks hideous.
The only upside of that suit is the scene where
Cutscenes.
it is the scene where Mary Jane and Peter kiss, if memory serves. In that scene, that suit is the best.
Yep.
Nowhere else though.
You know what it reminds me of?
Yeah.
The shot from Spider-Man 1 where it's Peter saving Mary Jane and swinging through the air with her. And when you look at that shot after the first time, if you look at that shot again, you notice that it's very obviously Kirsten Dunst holding onto a Spider-Man mannequin. Oh, shit.
You mean a spider mannequin?
Oh! Anyways. I'm surprised to see the Future Foundation Spider-Man this low on your list, Pink.
Like that suit, I don't know that I like it more than and on par with all the ones I've gotten amazing though. It's a really good suit, but I think it's accurate where I put it in my mind. Well, obviously because I made the tier list.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, am I the only one who ordered all of them?
I did not order any of them.
I might have placed some together specifically because they kind of go together, like as I talked about, the battle damage Spider-Man and then the Spider-Man 2099, but I don't think I ordered mine in any real meaningful way.
Yeah,
if I did, it was it's certainly not the whole list because as much as like Earmuff Miles, I would probably put Scarlet Spider above. Yeah, I think Scarlet Spider is the top of the top tier for me.
Did you order any of the other lists that aren't wrestling?
No, heck no.
All right, then I am the only one who ordered all of the lists.
Wait, no, I ordered the drink list, but that's it.
Ah.
Huh. Well, I think we've hit just about everything we can about the Spider suits. Shall we move on to another?
Can we talk about the fact that Miles has no good suits whatsoever?
Yes.
And can we also talk about the fact that every suit Ben Reilly has ever worn has been an absolute greatest of all time contender, and yet we still only get his hoodie Scarlet Spider suit included in the games?
So anyways.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
On to Smiteth.
Smite!
Okay. So, the S tier, really, you put the Morrigan above everyone else.
Yes. So, for this one,
wow.
This one, I ranked the characters based on, well, of course, how much I like them, but mostly on how unique of a character they are, how interesting they are to play or play against, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Morrigan I think is one of the best gods in Smite for how interesting she is, which is why she's banned 90% of the time because she breaks the game. Like her design.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, her design makes it so she cannot remain in the game for longer than a couple of days. But that's the thing, like, you know, her just becoming anyone, being Shang Tsung in a game with 100 some characters is very interesting, and then also her kit otherwise to me is like, you know, it's like, what if Loki could also just be anyone? Basically, that's her.
Yeah.
So that's why I think she's the most interesting character in Smite. The other ones, I mean,
for a moment I was going to say, I don't remember anyone playing the Morrigan that much, and then you said she always gets banned, and I go, oh yeah, that's what it was.
She doesn't even get banned by people. She gets banned by fucking high res.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Don Zaburo, if you ask me, was fairly unique in the way that his kit was designed. Sylvanus, I mean, he's a guardian that has ranged attacks. And then Uller just has two kits.
The other 3 on that list are all ones I would have predicted.
Yeah.
Right. I would. Wait, if you had asked me to guess your top 4 picks, I would have guessed Danzaburo, Sylvanas, Uller, and then what's the turtle guy's name?
Kuzembo.
Yeah. I want to say Kefri. I'm like, no, that's Beetle. Kuzembo. Yeah, those would have been my choices. I'm actually surprised to see Kuzembo ranks a lot lower than some of the others here.
Yeah, because once again, I rank them on how interesting they are to play or play against and all that. And fucking hell, I remembered his name when I was putting the list together. Shit.
Who are you referring to?
Shiva, I think.
Yeah, that would be Shiva, and then his wife Kali is somewhere in there as an assassin.
Yeah. So Shiva is a very interesting design in that his kit changes depending on the time. Like he just has a continuous timer, and you play around the timer, also doing warrior things. Sometimes, but it's kind of like Merlin, who's right next to him, who has 3 kits. But
pardon you, that's Doctor Strange.
Yeah, Strangeland.
Oh boy, is it!
But yeah, so
strangling.
Strangling. But yeah, he's kind of like Strangling, but he has to play around the timer, which means that he's less broken and more interesting to both play and play around. I've fought a couple of matches against Shiva, and it was fun. And like finding a good Shiva is so like you get scared very fast. And the Merlin, yeah, he has 3 kits. I thought that was very interesting the way his kits link together. That's interesting. Merlin is, or at least was when we stopped playing, one of the highest picked mages for a reason.
Yeah.
Baba Yaga. Her shots change. Like I
played Baba Yaga once and had no idea what I was doing or what I was supposed to do or anything like that, and I never touched her again.
Yep, there was also like the house is wandering the map. The house does things for you, and it's like, okay,
what does that mean?
Yeah. And then also on top of this, whenever you use your 1, it changes trajectory. Fuck you.
Yep, I remember that.
And so yeah.
Oh, hey, it's a skill shot. Okay, it's a straight line. Oh, now it's a loop-de-loop. Now it's an Ouroboros? What's happening?
Yeah. But yeah, and then Kleena, she was a very fun assassin. She had the whole thing with misdirection, because if memory serves, she could send out like ghosts or whatever.
They must have added her after I stopped playing.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's definitely more recent.
I think I only played like 3 matches as her, so yeah.
I think the last time me and Addie played, and you might have been there as well, I think the last time me and Addie played, they had just added her to the game like a week before.
No, the last time we played was Lancelot.
I played Lancelot.
Yeah, W played Lancelot.
I put Lancelot on my list, but I had no idea who the fucking Celtic witch ghost chick was.
Maybe it was when I was playing alone. I don't know.
I don't know either.
You were just saying that you had tried to play when Nick Shell was added, and I believe she was after my time.
Yeah.
Yes. That much is true. Because we've not played together since I played Ishel, so... Yeah, maybe that's what that was.
Yeah.
I could have sworn that I played with Addie and Cledona or whatever.
Kleena, yeah.
Been added.
I think we did play, but I don't remember if W was around for that.
Good to see Ganesh so high up.
Yeah, Ganesh. I mean, Ganesh has a very fun gimmick with how he bestows kills. Like that's basically the reason he's that high, because like that's very fun, very different. His kit isn't particularly different to Guardians that you'd expect, but it's different. Similarly, Kuzembo is mostly there because of the mini-me.
Yeah.
And then Amuzen Cobb.
That's not Amuzen Cobb.
Apush. Fuck.
Apush.
Yeah, Cobb.
Apush. Remember, he pushes. Apush.
Yeah. He doesn't lose any
Cobb. A fucking nightmare in Assault and okay in every other game mode.
Yeah. Yeah, for him I put him up there because of the course mechanic. Because if memory says you can like even eat the corpses for healing or something.
Oh yeah.
So like yeah, the corpse mechanic mainly is why he's up there, and then Tyr is warrior with stance, which I went, hey, that's different.
Yeah.
Tyr is supposed to be like very similar to Arthur. I really enjoy Arthur, and I did not have a fun time as Tyr, and I can't explain why.
Tyr is another one of those warriors where you're not quite sure. Like, he's not as tanky as you'd want, but he's also not as dunky as you want. So you're not sure if you're supposed to be a tank that you're supposed to be a warrior that's aggressive or a warrior that gets attention. You have no idea.
Yeah.
But that was my problem with most warriors, honestly.
Yeah. And then as we go down the list, it's like, you know, it is mostly just like how unique are these characters? What do I think is like the most interesting character to play out of these lot in this tier? Like if it wasn't based on how interesting a character is to play or to play against, Cobb would be a lot lower. I really don't like Amuzen Cobb, but he is unique.
So I'm looking here and I'm thinking Freya should be on this list in 5 separate places.
Yeah. I think Freya is low because I forgot how she plays.
Yeah, I can't remember either. They changed her so goddamn much.
They spent like a whole year where they change her every other month. Maybe even 2 years.
That was some wild shit.
Oh yeah, D tier is just the characters that I didn't play.
I was about to say.
That better be.
Like, I was going to say, how convenient that it's all the newest characters, the ones you don't like.
Yeah. Yeah, Morgan Le Fay, I even played Morgan Le Fay, I just don't remember.
Yeah.
I know that I played as Morgan Le Fay, but I don't know. And then Bellona is the lowest of the low because I fucking hate Bellona. That's it. No other reason, genuinely. The C tier is just, here's the characters that I find boring, and then also Bellona, I hate her.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, you got any other particular observations to make about this list, Pink?
I'm surprised to see Samdi rank a bit lower than most, but he's still pretty high up there. Let's see. I'm surprised you didn't put Gilgamesh in D tier, because he was a nightmare for 7 months.
Oh, I didn't hate Gilgamesh. Well, I hated fighting Gilgamesh around that time, but like, you know, by the time that we quit, they faced Gilgamesh and he was fine, and he's fairly unique. With the quest system.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Anubis ain't ranked that high.
Anubis was the top of B tier for most of this. For when I put this together, and then I went, okay, but is Anubis that unique? And the answer was no. That's it.
The issue poor Anubis has is that he's one of the first mages. You know.
Yeah. So like,
and he's not like Thor, where Thor gets to be unique, even though he's also one of the first gods, because he wasn't designed to play the role that he plays.
Well, speaking of Thor, if you look down, I have Thanatos, and then two spaces under him, I have Thor. That is by design, because Thanatos is just better Thor.
Yeah. Oh boy. Really, Jormungandr ranked that low?
Yes, Jormungandr, despite everything, if memory serves, wasn't all that unique in how he played. He was just large body.
Well, once they added Cthulhu, though.
What about Cthulhu?
I freaking love Jormungandr. I think he's on my S tier.
I couldn't remember which of us was the Jormungandr main. I think my brain short-wired and got you two mixed up. Okay, I don't know why, but for whatever reason, Addy, I thought you were the Jormungandr main out of our group.
I know.
Oh, that was very much me.
Whoops. My bad.
The one that kind of hurt was Hachiman. Because Hachiman was the first hunter that I got good with, and then I went, well, okay, but he's just like light Uller, and otherwise not particularly interesting.
Yeah.
Him and Rhett. Because Rhett is my favorite assassin. And yeah, like Rhett is just better Fenrir. Kinda.
I mean, Fenrir's got that unique thing of plucking an enemy team member and then dropping him into the middle of his own team.
That's true.
Though that requires coordination on the team's part, and we'll get to discussing that when we get to my list.
Yeah. But yeah, most of my list was just like, okay, how interesting are these characters to play? How interesting is their kit? Are they fun to fight? You know, as a side, which like, are they fun to fight? Wasn't that much of a concern? All things considered, because like I put Kronos high, and like Kronos is a fucking asshole. I hate him. I say that I play Kronos, but but yeah, no, fighting a good Kronos is annoying as hell. But then fighting a good most of the characters that I play is annoying as hell. Like fighting a good Danzaburo is torture, to be honest.
Allow me to emphasize before we get to my list that I did not consider how much of a pain in the ass a god is to fight on my rankings. Well, I'll go ahead and say that before we see one of the characters that made it to my S tier. All right. Anything else, Eddie?
Not from me. If y'all have anything else to point out, then I'll talk about it. But like, we can move on if you want.
I think I'm good to move on, but I will say that you should have put Ishel in S tier just based off looks alone. But I'll forgive you just this one time.
No response. Eddie's done engaging.
Well,
with
he's
bullshit.
not responding because he's fixing his list for me right now.
I'm putting the image of Ixchalat with scissors, actual real life scissors.
Oh no! He cut out part of his screen. All right. For my list, I guess you guys let me know when you've pulled it up.
I'm ready. I see. I approve immediately.
So, like I said earlier, if I were considering in my rankings how much of a pain in the ass a given god is to fight, Shabalan would not have made it to S tier.
Yeah.
Shabalan is a lot of fun to play. To me, he is the most fucking annoying god to fight against in the whole game.
Yes, he's up there. Like,
legitimately, fuck you, take your hands off the controller.
Yes.
But he's a really fun hunter.
Definitely one of my favorite hunters in the game.
I will, of course, it's not ordered, as you can probably tell by the fact that the list starts with Amuzen Cobb, Anubis, Aphrodite.
Is where he belongs, but yeah, then we got Anubis and Aphrodite, and yeah, I can see it's alphabetical.
That's not
now.
Anubis, that's Anher.
Wait, not Anubis, and her.
Oh, yeah, pardon me.
I mean, I do like Cobb a lot. Cobb is probably up there with one of my most played gods, and probably just after Amir, but I mean, at the end of the day, I don't have that much love for him.
I love bees.
I'm only iffy on a couple on my list here. I can remember I played quite a bit of Kukulin at some point, but I don't remember actually how he played. So I was just like, yeah, he's probably okay. I'll throw him in B. And Lancelot, I remember loving for the 10 minutes I played him because I only played once after he was added. I remember doing the cavalry charge was so badass, but maybe if I'd played him a second game, I would have actually went, oh, actually, this character sucks ass. And I want to note, Ares and Poseidon are both sitting next to each other in A tier for a reason. That's one I actually did intend.
I see that.
Not only because of not just such a natural pairing, but both of them in the category of, okay, if we're having a good teamwork day where we're all in sync, those two are fucking S tier. You never feel better as Ares than when you pull the entire enemy team onto your teammate's ult, or especially onto the fucking Kraken. And conversely, as Poseidon, you never feel better than when your teammates force the enemy team onto your Kraken. However, if you're playing a game where the team is not coordinated and not in sync, Poseidon belongs in B tier, Ares belongs in C or D.
Yeah.
Ares
I'm not
is
a fan
not
of Ares. I think he's probably in my bottom tier, if I recall correctly. But
Yeah.
when you get Ares ulting into the Poseidon Kraken, that's a shot of pure dopamine right there.
Yeah, Ares into the Poseidon Kraken, Ares into the Vulcan Nuke, any of the crazy ults are just injected into the veins. Oh. But it's just so specific to, is your team coordinated? You know?
Yep.
It has to be, I'm in voice chat with one of you guys playing Poseidon, and I say, I'm going for chains, get the Kraken ready.
Yep.
Or vice versa. I also gotta say, D tier. So those are all the guys that, like, other than Terra, I can recognize these characters do well, but I just found them so, like, it felt like all 5 of those characters I can distinctly remember. With Vulcan, I was so disappointed because I love the engineer in TF2. I quite liked old Torbjorn in Overwatch. So I was like, oh, sweet, we've got another tower defense character. I'll play this guy. No, this turret sucks fucking ass. Vulcan is a character that you very quickly start to figure out you kind of just play him for the nuke.
Yeah.
And I really did not like him. And Vulcan goes to the fucking bottom because I played him a lot. He's not at Amir levels. He's probably not even at Cobb levels. But you guys can probably remember there are a lot of times I tried to make Vulcan work, and I sat comfortably at the bottom of our team's leaderboard.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's a bit of spite there for wasted years. I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of spite with Terra, too. Because she looks so cool.
She does. That's why she ranks so high on my list at all.
And she had such a cool pro wrestler alternate attire. But her, along with the other 4 on that list, it felt like I was trying to beat my opponents to death with white paper bags.
Yeah.
Just no damage whatsoever. And, like, even with Kabrakan, I could recognize, like, okay, Kabrakan doesn't do much damage because he's got really high utility. You start doing that earthquake shit or putting down walls while your teammate's there to exploit it, Kabrakan's good. It's just he felt like ass.
Yep.
And, like, oh God, Thor right there at the bottom of C tier. Because I can remember I had one match as Thor that I just annihilated. And I just creamed people. I don't know what the magic formula was, what the secret number was I had to input. It never happened again. I must have played Thor a dozen games, and 11 games I had a negative KD ratio as the assassin, which is bad.
Not ideal, not optimal.
No. And Kumba's there because, I didn't play Kumba much because, he was Soon's boy by and large, but yeah, I did not get Kumba.
I remember I played Kumba once or twice, and I completely sucked with him and understood nothing.
Yeah.
But on a visual level, I appreciate it.
I think I learned how to play Kumba Karma after Soon stopped playing with us.
Ha!
I never got... Soon was like a wizard with Kumba. He would always do spectacularly with Kumba.
Yeah.
I never fucking got it. It seemed like he did no damage. His abilities were all weird. And the big thing is like, oh, when he dies, he doesn't die. He just falls over and sleeps. And if they beat on him while he's sleeping, then he really dies. I never once had where the team killed me and then walked away as I was sleeping. Yeah. Every time that I went down as Kumba, it was everybody beat on Kumba while he's down.
Yeah.
I think the secret...
I've never seen a more focused pub team than when they see a Kumba go down.
I think the secret with Kumba was mainly reads. Like his stunning one. You have to do that off of a read because of the big charge time, and then you just throw people into the air and juggle them.
See, that's the thing I didn't get. Soon would do the juggle and then time the stun for when they landed.
Yeah. I did that too. I did that too, you can count it.
Lord!
Yeah. It's not that hard, but you do need to get used to it. So, like, there is a learning curve.
Oh. I guess the last assertion I have to note is I wanted to rank Bologna high because I like her visuals and I like the concept. But for one thing, from the jump, it's like, yeah, but I sucked really bad with her. And then the other thing was I saw Mulan on the list and I went, shit, that's right, Mulan exists. Mulan is just Bologna, but better. So that's my list. Anyone got anything to observe?
I observed that Jormungandr is far too low, and also Ischel is absent from this list when she should be in the S tier, so I guess you'll need to fix your list as well.
Bologna is too high.
See, the issue with Jormung is that Cthulhu exists.
I never even played Cthulhu.
He's
yeah.
Go ahead, Addy.
I was gonna say Cthulhu is kind of just more interesting than Jormungandr.
Yeah, he's less tanky, Jormung. He's less about distracting everyone. Like Cthulhu dies much easier than Jormung, which makes sense. He got taken down by a fucking boat. But in exchange, Cthulhu has the crazier AoEs and the crazier crowd control. So Cthulhu still kind of fills the same role for Jormung that Jormung did, where it's, okay, Jormung disables the enemy team by just attracting all their attention and they all shoot at him instead of the team. Cthulhu also disables the enemy team, but the way that a mage ordinarily would. And the fact that he's so fucking huge is kind of coincidental to that. If anything, it's kind of a nerf because his health is actually really... It's not mage level, but he doesn't feel as tanky as, like, let's say, Ymir or Kabrakan or Geb. Or Khepri, which Khepri's up there almost entirely because of the grab.
Yeah.
I love Khepri.
The fucking kidnapping is so satisfying.
Yeah,
it is.
I loved playing Khepri whenever I managed to get an aggressive Khepri build in, because then people would get you know how the ball, if it hits the minis too, then it deals like tick damage.
Yeah.
I would hit people with the ball with Khepri, steal one of their teammates, and then the guy that I didn't grab would try to run to the their fountain, but then die on the way. It was so funny.
Oh shit!
I'm actually that Hercules is ranked A because I don't remember you playing him all that much, and I know my experiences with Hercules were not fun.
Hercules was an odd spot for me. I don't like Hercules visually. I think he's really dumb looking with a stupid tiny head.
Yeah.
And I never liked to see Hercules on the other team, like with Xbalanque. If it was based on how much I enjoy fighting against them, Hercules would be one of the lowest tiers because I always found Hercules a pain in the ass for how much he juggles the entire enemy team all over the fucking map.
Yeah.
But playing Hercules is really fun for juggling the entire enemy team all around the map and throwing out the big dumb boulder and watching as the enemy team panics around it. That was very satisfying when it did happen when I was playing Hercules. You know who also is on the list really high and wouldn't be if I was ranking based on how much of a pain in the ass they are to fight? Fucking
Swords.
Zeus.
I thought you meant the mighty sword.
Yeah, I saw Ao Kuang. I was thinking that as well. I didn't even see Zeus down there.
Oh god, Ao Kuang. Yeah. When you're playing Ao Kuang and you get the Dragon Execution, it's one of the best feelings in the world. When you are on the receiving end of the Dragon Execution, you go, motherfucking Ao Kuang, god damn it.
Yeah.
But Zeus, every time I play against him, it's, oh goddamn it, a single fucking lightning bolt out of his stupid storm cloud hit me. Now he gets to do his stupid lightning charge thing. Oh, there you go. I just got nuked from the other side of the fucking map. Fuck me.
Uh-huh.
But it's real great to play as Zeus because he's not quite the lane clearer that Push is, but holy god, he's pretty good at it.
This is true.
All right, let's see Pink's list.
All right, if I'm not mistaken, my list is very much in order until maybe you get to the B category.
Yeah, I'm shocked that you bothered to put Aphrodite lower than Rat and Fenrir and the doggy boys plus the good boys plus a fucking... What? I like looking up there and seeing Cobb and goddamn... how am I forgetting his name? Achilles. I love looking up there and seeing Achilles and Cobb as the odd ones out of this otherwise group of waifus and good boys. I do not remember you being a rat player, Pink.
Rat was actually the first god I unlocked in the game with the currency, and I did not play him all that much in Arena because he sucked ass in Arena.
He did.
But yeah, Rat was my first true love in that game because he's freaking squirrel. There's nothing funnier than that. And I did play him pretty regularly at a time in Arena when he got his passive abilities buffed. Or not buffed, but changed. They changed the way his abilities worked, if I'm not mistaken. And so I did spend a lot of time, several months, experimenting with Ratatoskr in the Arena.
I guess I do kind of remember that, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the tiny hitbox just adds to it.
Exactly.
I'm also really surprised to see Guan Yu in the S tier.
For a long time, I did not play Guan Yu because he's just a basic god. Like, why would I? It's like, clearly nobody good is in the basic free-ass roster they give you to start the game with. No. But after a few years of playing Smite, eventually I would always find myself picking the warrior classes more often than not. And so I figured I'd
selfless out of us.
Yeah. So I one day decided I'm going to play Guan Yu. And then I played a little bit of Guan Yu. I was like, oh, that was kind of fun. Let's be Guan Yu again. And then for like a week straight, I have played like nothing but Guan Yu because I was having such a blast with him.
We had a similar progression there. I think mine was on a bit faster time scale. I find it funny, though, that I was looking at Guan Yu and going like, oh, yeah, basic-ass warrior, whatever, who cares? Nonetheless, my boy for forever was the basic-ass guardian. Addy, are you noticing anything about this list you want to point out?
I'd say Hell is too low.
I played Hell like once or twice and wasn't good at her whatsoever.
Yeah, that's fair enough. She has a learning curve, but once you get her rolling, dude, it's like being able to simultaneously heal your team and then also in the same like, you know, combo basically kill half of the enemy team. There's nothing like it, and Hell can do it. I have done that with Hell. It was great.
I think I've seen you do it with Hell.
Perhaps.
There was a Hell period for Addy. I think we all remember.
I mean, Hell would still probably be my go-to mage. The only problem I have with Hell is the same problem I have with Capri, actually, which is that I'm fucking rusty. And, like, to play Hell proper, like, Capri, you know, I play a couple of matches, it's fine, maybe. With Hell, you actually need to get the rhythm down again. Because there's a rhythm to when you change with Hell, and you basically need to be changing constantly, but there's a rhythm to it depending on the fight. And I just don't have the rhythm anymore.
Yep, it's weird how that brain space rusts and rots. Because if we went back now, I would not play Emir. Because I don't remember how. I would just pick up a new character, or one of the characters that I remember being stupid simple to pick up, but I would not pick up Emir.
But yeah, that's an also Uller, but then, like, you know, if you rank these off of looks, then fair enough. Like, Uller is not the most interesting guy.
Yeah, a lot of these are when my gameplay fails me. A lot of these are based off purely looks or how much fun they were to play against or have on the team. So
yeah, fair enough.
I think if he's ranked high at all, it's specifically because you play him and not because I have any interest in him.
Yeah, him and Fafnir, I'd say that those are two characters that are fun to play once you figure them out, but they also have learning curves, you know?
Right.
You ranked Fafnir that low, but he's a dwarf that turns into a dragon.
I just never really enjoyed him. I don't like the character design. I didn't see the appeal in the transforming into dragon. I could never do it like optimally. and the gold mechanic just confused me. So it's like, there's a lot more simpler gods to play. And plus, they added Jormungandr to the game, so why not just be a dragon from the start and be a dragon at all times?
He's a sea serpent.
That's the same deal.
No, it is
It's
not.
not.
It does not have fucking wings.
Or legs.
He doesn't
Or
need
arms.
wings. He doesn't need those either.
And on top of it, maybe you're thinking about it the wrong way. Jormung's a dragon that can't turn into a dwarf.
Why would he want to?
Because the big hammer. And they're
He
small.
doesn't need a hammer. He's got a big nose.
Damn it.
Oh, that's Fafnir. Have you looked at it?
No, not in recent years.
I do appreciate there are some gods that we all just kind of agree, like, well, he's not offensive, but also don't really care for him. Like, Ho Yi, yeah, he's that's a man built for the middle of the fucking list.
I don't know why I thought you were going to say, oh, ye, a man built for the middle class.
Finally, a solution. Dropping stuns on people. Oh, shit.
Yeah, the only thing I remember about Hoyi, I remember how Hoyi plays, but like the most notable thing about Hoyi that I remember is that once I said that Sue had a Hoyi-esque haircut because he played Hoyi.
Oh, shit. What the hell did the ghost hunting dude do to get it to put at the very bottom of your list, Pink?
I freaking hate playing against that character and no other reason.
Fair enough.
This is weird and stupid.
But he's fighting you with the paintings, with the calligraphy. It's cool.
I don't like it.
Damn.
See, like some of these picks I could argue against, but like they are fucking annoying to fight against. Like Naja. Like Naja is very fun if you play as him. He's not fun if he's on the enemy team at all.
Oh god, the air combo is like the fucking Ao Kuang Dragon Execution, but worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Odin, you know. Odin.
I'm pretty sure I put Odin pretty far down on the list here. And a lot of the reasons why I put Odin so far down is because when I think Odin, I don't think of the Odin that they gave us. I think very much a tankier Guardian type of Odin. It's from what I'm used to from the comics.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
it's like giving me a warrior Odin who's all in your face and locking you in cages and whatnot. That doesn't jive with me, brother.
See, on my list, I put Odin low because I you know, if it was the Odin I played, then he would have ranked higher. But it's not that Odin. They changed Odin. He's not the same Odin.
They did change Odin. I don't remember what he plays as now.
They removed his circular attack, and instead he gets a projectile, I think, something like that.
Uh-huh.
Odin I want to like, but so much of it, especially from the perspective of playing against him, was just simply that he was taking the assassin's job of killing the low health characters that were running away.
Yeah.
Just the fight pit over and over again.
Yeah. And then, like,
one of those characters that people played for the ult.
Yeah. And then, like, similarly to like Naja, Sylvanas. Once again, very fun to play as. If you fight as good Sylvanas, fuck.
That one at least is a lot rarer than a good Naja. Because a good Sylvanas, the vine grab is like the hardest skill shot in the game. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, because it comes out so slow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when I get hit by the vine grab in Smite, I don't go, ah, motherfucker. I go, you landed that?
Yeah.
Oh, the best part of the vine shot.
Clap.
The best part of the vine shot is that it deals damage. So I have killed at least two people when we played Smite. I killed at least 2 people with the vine shot while they were trying to run away.
All right. I think it's time for the tier list that really matters, y'all.
All right, drinks.
Pink and I had really similar top tiers.
Well, they would have to be, because those are the objectively correct options.
No, we swapped the places of milk and tea.
Well, my reasoning for that is milk has to be at the top tier because that's like an essential. You use milk for everything. I was thinking milk more than just as a drink.
Well, this is a drink tier list, not an ingredient tier list. You maniac.
Well, as a grown-ass man, I gotta take these things into account.
I'm also Powerade and Gatorade on the same tier.
That one is on the same tier because I don't know what the difference is. I've never had a Powerade, only a Gatorade.
Powerade is Gatorade, but worse.
Oh.
Yeah,
well,
I've only ever I only ever had Powerade because they don't sell Gatorade over here.
Why do they abuse you so?
For that?
I got it.
What did you say, Alex? Because I was screaming about Pepsi and it went in one ear and out the other, and I couldn't process it.
I just simply said, why do they abuse you so?
Oh.
The sheer putting all of the sodas at the bottom of the tier list. I gotta say,
I don't like soda.
I'm kind of surprised by that. I thought you were all inclusive on pretty well everything.
Nope. If it's carbonated in any way, I'm probably not a fan. Orange soda is placed in the D tier because you can make root beer floats with orange soda, but they are not as bad. I think.
But you put root beer at the bottom.
No. Root beer is garbage. And
you like root beer floats?
No. Root beer floats with orange soda instead. So it's an orange soda float.
That's weird. We should throw you in prison.
Maybe.
Oh shit. Okay. I thought I wasn't getting picked up by OBS anymore, but it's fine.
Well, that's a relief.
Yeah.
You put iced tea at the bottom?
I don't like iced tea. I love brewed tea. What's the difference? Pardon me. I love tea when you make it on the stove. It's got to be hot. If it's refrigerated, like, what the hell? What's wrong with you? No, it absolutely not. It tastes gross and disturbs me. Why? Why would you do this to tea? Didn't do anything to you.
It sucks anyway.
No. It's good shit, and then you throw in lemonade, you got yourself an Arnold Palmer. It's great.
No. Well, maybe, because I love lemonade. Maybe iced tea is better with lemonade, but iced tea on its own, no. That's a hard pass for me.
The hero of golf forever can't be wrong.
You don't know that. I bet you've never even seen him golf.
That's true, but I know he's a hero. The fruit juice at the bottom. Really?
I don't consume a lot of fruit juice. The last time I remember having apple juice or grape juice, grape juice, pardon me, would have been
okay, never mind.
Ago.
Look, I don't consume a whole lot of it either, but that's just because the sugar would rot my fucking teeth. Every time I get to drink it, it's mana from the gods.
I think I could feel that way about apple juice. I don't honestly remember what grape juice tastes like at this point.
It tastes good, you son of a bitch.
I'll just have to take your word for it. I mean, they make wine out of grapes. That's allegedly pretty good. I like grapes. I'm a big fan of grapes.
Yeah, and grape juice is like a grape, but better with no chewing.
Yeah,
for the lazy.
Break down. Yeah, for the lazy. I need to readjust my list now. I got to put grape juice in at least B tier.
Damn straight.
Already gave it in grape juice set.
All right, let's see my list.
Let's move on to the Neanderthal who put root beer in A tier. Good lord.
There's no hope shit.
No hope for this society. We got sparkling water. What is sparkling water?
Carbonated water.
But with flavor.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie.
It burns.
Water with bubbles, which is just wrong.
It burns the mouth good.
Why would you want to burn your mouth?
It goes good with Mexican food, man.
I don't believe you, and I'm part Mexican.
God damn it. Well, it's the white half talking. You gotta get that guy down.
You need to input the secret code to turn into to do your Mexican trigger.
Oh shit.
Now I do 110% agree with you. Chalky milk is better than regular ass milk.
It's not chalky milk. I don't care about who made this tier. It's chocolate milk. It deserves the full fucking name.
Yeah,
that is true. Put some respect on its name.
I think the person who made this, I think the person who made this is Australian because chalky milk is Australianism.
I did find it suspicious that was the only one that got a meme name and the other ones all got the regular name.
I just figured it was because they couldn't fit it all in there.
Yeah, it's just a thing.
Sparkling.
It's just as many, words or letters either.
It's just a thing with like chocolate over there, like chocolate biscuits. I've heard called Chalky Biki.
That just sounds dirty.
It's part of a secret ritual to keep the spiders. The spiders told them either we can eat you all, or you must now constrain to our confused diction. Your choice.
They chose chalky milk. Or chalky whatever it was.
Lemonade, a tier above iced tea, but conspicuously placed right above it because the ideal is to mix the two. But that was not a choice.
I see that.
But firmly above all, there is water. The god, which I got it right here, right now. Oh.
Now, I want to know why the creator of this list didn't try to instill all-out warfare between friends, and they put colas just in one category. They didn't split up Coca-Cola and Pepsi. They put colas.
There's no difference.
And
they both suck.
Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper, the second most successful brand right behind Coca-Cola and right before Pepsi.
He's been on the run since they took his doctorate back. All right, well, then let's answer that fucking question now. Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Neither, honestly. I find them both to be shit.
All right, we've got...
I don't like soda, as I've mentioned, but dealing in retail, it's Coke.
Coke, I agree. I'm a Coke guy. But Cherry Coke or Vanilla Coke, if they've got it as an option as well.
Vanilla just sounds good, so I'll agree with you there.
Vanilla Coke's a rare pick, but failing that, cherry. And if they aren't offering any flavors, it's just I gotta take bare-ass fucking Coke, and I'll take Coke. Over Pepsi, which tastes like battery acid.
See, I don't know if it's a regional thing. Over here, both Coke and Pepsi, like 10 years ago, started being like... Okay, so as far as I'm aware, they make some of these sodas with like flavor powder. And they started not mixing them enough. So whenever I drank Coke or Pepsi, you could feel the powder.
Yep, we don't have that here.
So yeah, that's why I don't like. That's why I don't like either.
Coke over here is more or less syrup, and Pepsi is battery acid. That is the war. Which should probably also put into perspective the health of either drink.
Yeah.
Apple juice, grape juice. The only reason those two ain't S tier is because if I drink them too much, my teeth will fall out. The genuine stuff is probably fine, but you're not getting the genuine stuff. You're getting the shit they load with sugar, brother.
You're getting 90% sugar, 2% water, then who knows what the rest of that percentage is.
Yeah.
The idea of a grape. The memory.
We were thinking about grapes when we mixed it.
Yeah.
Also, lemon lime sodas, disgusting. Sprite,
no.
Fuck you. 7-Up, fuck you. Oh no, I've looked at Addie's list.
I see that.
Oh
Moving
no!
on.
So,
Time to start the war.
It cannot be.
first question. Root beer is not a thing over here. Is Canada Dry root beer?
No.
Okay, then I don't fucking know.
Canada Dry is ginger ale.
Right. Is root beer similar to ginger ale?
No. Root beer is it's sweet, it's kind of candy-ish.
Okay, and this got the root beer because I never had it.
Okay.
Alright. Where do we begin?
Sparkling
You
water
have
above regular water.
Yes.
Nothing in S tier, by the way. This is simply going from
No,
A, B
I
to...
hate all drinks. I hate the fact that I have to sustain myself with hydration. But
What a sad existence.
but yeah.
You need to be like quiet from Metal Gear and drink through your skin.
Yeah. I need to drink and eat through my skin. And also hopefully shit. Like if I can figure those out, then it's all settled.
I don't know. I'm pretty comfortable where my shit comes out of right now.
It's fine. It's fine. I'll just be like a platypus and spit out my piss. You know.
Oh God.
The platypus.
One of the most horrifying things I've ever found out in my life is people that put in the old bug, whatever the word is for the butt plug that's intended to prevent you from shitting. And there's some people that just live with that on them at all times because they have like a fear of shitting or something. And it has to go somewhere, so eventually they just puke it up.
Oh.
And that was the most that is the closest. I'm not bothered by body horror. That is as close as it gets to body horror for me.
That was terrible.
That is just awful. Like, the only other thing I've ever heard of that inspires a similar body horror aspect to me is the long-term effects of bulimia. That's about it. Vomit on its own does not bother me. Vomiting so much that your teeth rot, that's... Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, on a less disturbing note, sparkling water over regular water?
Yes. This is a cultural thing. I think. Or tap water is completely fine. So we just don't drink regular water. You're kind of fucking weird if you do.
Like, I don't drink tap water. I don't trust that shit.
See, that's what I'm saying.
We still have more lead pipes here than we're willing to admit.
See, that's the thing over here. That the tap water is completely fine. So if you want to drink just regular water, you just drink regular water from the tap. And then if you actually buy water, it's sparkling because then you can't get sparkling water from the tap.
That's not yet. Not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
We need to be putting pipes in the ground to carry chocolate milk.
Yeah. But yeah. So for me, it's just a thing of like it. I prefer not to drink non-carbonated drinks because they feel flat. Because I'm just used to drinking the carbonated shit all the time. You know. That's basically it.
For me, I like water to be the standard, but I do enjoy a bit of spicy water to mix it up every now and then. That is what it is. It's spicy water.
I don't like it.
I like how we all agreed to put coffee and energy drinks at F tier, though.
Yeah.
We're all
Have
making
you guys
wise
ever had the Red Bull?
No, I've heard it's not great.
It's freaking disgusting.
Yeah, I had a drink.
What's it called? It's a fun run or something similar to that. Just one of those things where a bunch of people run on a bridge for some stupid ass reason. Heck if I know. But yeah, at the end of that, or maybe even before, I don't remember. They had a bunch of like energy drinks and whatnot at the end that you could take for reasons. There was nothing there that I had ever had, so yeah, I'll take the Red Bull. Took a sip of that. Just absolutely freaking disgusting. I cannot put into words how bad that tasted in my mouth. I spat it out immediately, threw the rest of the Red Bull out. It's like worst experience of my life ever.
Yeah,
I've heard it tastes like what piss smells.
I had a sip over Red Bull for similar reasons. When they were coming in, my one local friend that I had at the time got into them, and he brought some, and he was like, "Do you want to take a sip? All of the kids drink this." And I took a sip, and it tasted like what like perished rubber feels like to touch. If that makes sense to y'all.
I have my entire life avoided energy drinks, and it's a policy I intend to keep up.
Yeah.
You've made the correct decision.
Yeah.
If you had told me Red Bull is made out of bull piss, I would believe you. No
I
questions
think,
asked.
I think initially it was made out of like bull semen or something, but then
What?
but that was before
Starbucks.
like they're putting gay bull semen into the Red Bull.
We gotta specifically check first to make sure if the bulls are gay.
Yeah. But yeah, if memory serves, either Red Bull or some precursor to it. Like what the earlier energy drinks were based on bull semen because they have a lot of caffeine, and then once they got big, they stopped using bull semen for obvious reasons. But
yeah. How many bulls would you have to jerk off at like a...
Yeah, I was trying to think of the logistics of it,
I
but
mean,
also trying hard not to think of the logistics of it.
I mean, there's I would assume you would just use one of those like industrial horse jerking machines.
My God, that bull is living quite a life.
Yeah.
I remember there was a bit from Pumping Iron, the old Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh shit, who's the guy that used to play Hulk?
Lou Ferrigno.
Terry Bollea.
Yes. Shut up. In his dreams, yes. There's a bit at one point where Arnold says, "I'm coming day and night." And yeah, I guess that's how it was for those bulls.
Yeah. I mean, more or less. Also, although there is a point at which you exhaust your body by coming so much that you die. You can die from coming.
A main character of Community dies that way.
I think a couple of years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago, some guy actually attempted to do like a masturbation world record or whatever, and then died after coming 47 times or something like that.
Good Lord!
Yeah.
How the fuck could he get excited that much?
I don't know.
Well, like most people, as a general rule, it's like one, okay, done. Come back in 3 days.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Well, on that note, let's proceed to the final set tier list.
Okay, straight off the bat for Addy, we have no masterpieces. Masterpiece? What's that? Chris Masters? No. I was about to say dead, but he's not. He's fired.
Chris Masters is mediocre at best.
On his best day. Without the steroids, he's nothing.
Without the steroids, he's just the Esther piece.
Without steroids, he is just peace.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to wait for Chris remasters.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Now, this is in order, so.
Yeah, I ordered mine.
Okay, I have to ask, are we rating them as complete franchises or just on like whether we like an individual game?
I tried to rate them based on franchises, and then if it's one game that I like from the franchise, how much does that game pull the franchise up? For me.
Cool.
I did a little bit of both. I saw some icons where it's like, hey, I really love this game and none of the others, but this is still going in the masterpiece tier. And I saw some that was like, hey, I really like all these games, but they're not really masterpiece. And there's a bunch of other games that franchise that drag it down a bit, so it'll go in the below average.
Okay.
So to say I had any order or like methodical thinking to my tier list would be to lie.
Okay, it's good that we're hashing this out beforehand. Okay.
Yeah, for me, like I did what I said I did with the wrestlers too. I looked at the franchise. I went, all right, how is the franchise overall? What are the games that I like from it or dislike from it particularly? You know, what's the first thing that comes to my mind if I were to give it a rating? Like this is honestly this tier list is a good way to just look into how I think about video games on a large scale.
Yeah. So, okay, with that big VS.
Yes, that's the versus
series. Are we
series.
assuming that that represents Marvel versus Capcom and Capcom versus SNK?
Yes, it said so in the tier maker thing.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
I didn't either until he pointed it out. He's like, it's in the description. I was like, what description?
So yeah, I didn't rank the versus series then. Whoops.
I got to do it retroactively because I still had my tab open.
Oopsies.
Can't believe you hate that series, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, well, no, it didn't even get ranked, so it's in the didn't play category. Marvel vs. Capcom? I've never heard of it.
Never played it before in my life.
Yeah.
You made this up as some kind of joke, right?
Marvel doesn't do fighting games, and they never will.
One thing I'll note on my list is that there were some notable exceptions that I would include, like Fatal Frame and Sengoku Basara. I would say like Sengoku Basara would probably go into good. Fatal Frame I put it into very good, probably. Okay. Actually, never mind. I just thought about the later Fatal Frames. Maybe that's also a good. Mid to high good.
The incest frames.
Yeah.
Boy, was that a phrase I just said. All right. Versus series really at the very top.
Yes.
Number 1.
CVS 2.
Over Kingdom Hearts.
I mean, the thing is that like the Versus series overall to me has just been so defining for what I like in fighting games. Like, both of them, because CVS 2 is probably my second or third favorite fighting game. You know. And then Marvel, like I disagree where Marvel went. But at the same time, like I can't disregard all of the time I spent playing Street Fighter versus Marvel or whatever the fuck it was called, and Marvel won.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so high, because it both because it represents two franchises, and also just because like I played a lot of those franchises and those franchises, like, you know, I have a lot of fond memories of those franchises. Kingdom Hearts, I mean. That one.
I mean, Kingdom Hearts. If you're not into it, you're not into it. But if you are into it, that franchise has had like one stinker.
I disagree. I'd say that Kingdom Hearts has had 3 stinkers. But yeah,
We've
like
only had 3 games. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
That's what they want you to think.
Oh boy, that's what I wish I was thinking.
But yeah, like Kingdom Hearts overall is a pretty like good quality, except for the couple that they dropped the ball. But you know, like I thought about putting Kingdom Hearts and Silent Hill into Masterpiece, but then I went, well, Kingdom Hearts has like 3 games that are not good. Silent Hill stops after 4. So like, no, neither of them fit there.
Persona though.
Persona, I have 1 and 2, but I played a bit of 1. I didn't play 2 yet. I played a bit of 1 and like no.
What translation though?
Both of them. I first played the OG translation where Mark dances crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the gameplay, you know, it's one of those things where like I get it. I get that this was the style at the time and shit. I don't have to like it, and so I don't. That's basically it. Like that's also kind of the reason why I ranked Shin Megami Tensei under Persona, but at the same time, like that's not really they're kind of neck and neck because they're the same series to me, you know.
Yeah, SMT is such a fucking huge series, though, that, like, I can't keep track of which... Like, there must have been a bad one at some point, but I can't remember.
Oh, there were many.
40 of those fucking games.
Digital Devil Saga on the PS2, if memory serves, that's kind of weirdo as bullshit. Demi Kids on the SNES or whatever, the one that's like medieval fantasy. Like those games are fucking weird and kind of bad if you're not like really into the series.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah. And then the Street Fighter and KOF, I mean, they are the grandfathers.
Oh yeah. And the good set of franchises, that's a lot of picks that just make sense all around. Wait, there are separate Mega Man franchises?
Cat logo.
Yes.
The big cat logo is Sly Cooper.
Yeah.
Oh.
I did not notice there are separate Mega Man franchises. It wouldn't matter to me because I barely played any Mega Man, but I just assumed it was all one big Mega Man lump pile.
Yeah, when I saw Mega Man, I immediately put it in the trash tier. Then I saw a bunch of other Mega Man titles, and there was like, "What is this?" And then I just let those in the did not play tier.
Yeah, the whatchamacallit, like the separate Mega Man franchises because they differ greatly in gameplay. Like Mega Man X and Mega Man are very similar, so you could lump those together if you really wanted to. Battle Network is a active battle RPG. Mega Man Zero is a stylish hero action game. That's 2D.
Yeah.
So like, you couldn't really lump those in with Mega Man or Mega Man X.
I'm seeing the good category. I'm seeing a lot of franchises that's like, man, those are all bangers except for one that fucking sucks so bad. Like Mass Effect. Okay, Mass Effect 1, 2, most of 3, good. The rest of 3, oh no.
Yeah.
Fallout, oh boy, I still don't know what I think of Fallout 4.
Fallout is only that high because of New Vegas. Like I'm just gonna come out and say it. Fallout is only there because of New Vegas. If I wanted to be a real asshole, it would be an above average.
Yeah,
I would have put Fallout into my masterpiece category, like because I love Fallout New Vegas so much, and I'm also a big fan of the stupid ass isometric first editions of Fallout from 1997. I really had a lot of fun with those. And then I think back on Fallout 3. I'm like, I'm not really fond of 3. It's kind of just garbage tier Fallout New Vegas. And then I think of 4, and I'm like, I had a lot of fun with 4. The gameplay was solid. I really love those. Fallout 4 has my favorite companion characters, probably.
Yeah.
But the rest of the game, it's like, nah, it's kind of let down.
Then 76, which went from being something that just outright sucked to something that was supposed to be all right, but not for us.
Yeah,
I forgot about Fallout 76.
Yeah, we're also not ranking Brotherhood of Steel in here or Fallout Tactics. I've played Brotherhood of Steel, by the way. That was my first Fallout when I was a little kid.
Wow.
It's not good. Hot take, Fallout Brotherhood of Steel, not a good game.
How could you say something so controversial?
Yet so daring.
I also want to note Contra being so low. Now, there is a good reason for that. I love Contra 1. It's my favorite game of all time. Every other Contra in existence is kind of mid at best.
Oh, if you think you rated a franchise that has one of your favorite games low, get ready for my list.
That's the fact in trash tier for the ending. It's right next to Resident Evil for Code Veronica and like fucking Silent Hill for Downpour.
Oh god, the down coming.
Yeah. Yeah?
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, Overwatch in mid?
Yes.
Really? Even though it like only was good for like a year?
Yes, I felt like Overwatch as an IP was like had that staying power. It's also like a thing of like in the separate tiers. Like once again, the way I rated these is I looked at them, thought about the franchise and all that. But I looked at them and went, all right. First thing that comes to mind, Overwatch was mid, and then I rated them based on how much I'm likely to want to play the game. That's how the order was settled.
Yeah.
So yeah, Overwatch, like, I'm more likely to want to play Overwatch than any of the regular Mega Man games because I find them fucking boring as sin. But but I'm like less likely to play Overwatch than Mario and Luigi because Mario and Luigi is actually interesting. Than Overwatch, like Overwatch has neat characters that I like. Some of them, at least 2, you know, maybe 3.
Wait,
But-
Sony Spider-Man is mid?
Yeah, it's the best of the mid.
I just find that surprising. You ranked it lower than Injustice.
Yeah, Injustice was the
Wow.
dark horse, but like I went okay, but Injustice, like Injustice honestly was just there because I went, you know, I Injustice is above average, but like yeah, but I don't want it to give it much more than that. It's technically above average. Same with Forza Horizon. Forza Horizon had a chance to be really fun, and then they just released the same game 4 times in a row.
Eh. Huh. Have you got any particular observations here to make, Pink?
I'm looking through his above average right now, so nothing super stands out to me.
We're not gonna mention that the third best number of average is Tetris.
Well, I just assumed right off the bat that Tetris would rank pretty highly on all our lists. To be quite frank, I'm surprised it didn't make it into Masterpiece, but that's all right. We can't win them all.
There's also some weirdo picks here like True Crime. I haven't technically played a True Crime game in that I haven't played a game titled True Crime, but I did play Sleeping Dogs, and that was supposed to be a third True Crime game, so I counted it.
I played Sleeping Dogs as well. I don't know what True Crime is, though.
I feel you were overly ruthless to State of Decay and The Last of Us to put him in the same category as Borderlands and Destiny.
Nah, they deserve it.
In those games, when I pull the trigger on a gun, I see results, at least.
I guess I also explained Pitfall. Pitfall is the worst rated game here, just because the regular Pitfall, the old Atari 2600 Pitfall, is fucking aged as hell. And I played PS2 game that they made in the Pitfall series that was supposed to modernize Pitfall, and it was so bad.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure Pitfall is in my trash tier as well, because I played the Atari version and I didn't like it.
Oh, I don't have a trash tier. It's in not good. Not good is the word.
I have a trash tier, so
Fair enough.
that's how that goes.
Pitfall's aged better than Pitfall's aged horribly, but it's still aged better than most Atari stuff. Atari's just aged awfully.
This is true. Pitfall is probably the only Atari game I've ever played, to be fair.
I'm also surprised
Maybe
that
does say a lot more about it.
I'm surprised that you didn't point out that Doom and BioShock are mid.
No, I'm not gonna spoil my list too much, but I rank BioShock lower. Doom? No, I get it. I like a lot of Doom, but I get that if you're not into it, especially if you're not into Doom. Like, if you're not into Doom Eternal, then that's a bad one.
Yeah.
And very few people like Doom 3, so those are 2 strikes against Doom as a franchise.
Yeah, for me, I rated Doom. I put Doom into mid because of the 3D games. Because
really, you don't like Doom 2016?
No.
Really, I did not know that.
I thought it was neat at first, but then the longer I played the game, the more boring it got. Because I just did the same thing over and over again, and then the game ended.
Yeah.
And so, like, the original two Doom are good. I would put it into above average at least. But because you also have Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal, and Doom Eternal is just like, Doom Eternal, people said it's a side-scroll action game, but it's an FPS, and then I played it and it wasn't that. Like, maybe if you get later in the game, I could see it, but no.
Yeah, what they're trying to mean is that the game rewards you for switching up weapons and that it has lots of movement options, but that does not make it a character action game.
Yeah.
All right. Well, suppose we're good to.
And then look at all of the not play. The one that I don't know still is what the fuck is X? Just red X.
Question.
It's not Xenogears, Xeno.
Oh, it might be, yeah.
Space, whatever.
Yeah, it might be Xenoblade, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering.
I could see that as Xenoblade. That makes sense.
I'm also surprised you didn't point at Gears of War. To be honest.
No, I know Gears of War is. I like Gears of War, but I know it's not your thing. I know it's one of the franchises. I think we've talked about before that I enjoy Gears of War, but you very understandably, because it kind of is, consider it an icon for the most boring era of Western gaming.
Yeah.
It kind of is. I like it, but that doesn't change that it is.
Pink, I'm surprised you didn't point at Kirby. Or Mario.
Kirby admit it. Well, actually, I kind of take issue with that. I don't think there's ever been a bad Kirby game that I'm aware of.
I played, I want to say 4 separate Kirby games, and none of them grabbed me. That's why it's there.
Oh, okay.
I think I had a similar thing with Kirby as well, where I enjoy most of the Kirby games I've played. I've played 3 or 4 of them, maybe even 5 at this point. But yeah, Kirby is not a game where I've ever been like super into.
I am surprised I have played as much Kirby as Pink has. That I'm kind of just mentally, my mind space is the Pink's the Nintendo guy out of our trio, but I'm surprised I have as much record there as he does.
Yeah, I got into Kirby a little bit later in the lifespan of the Nintendo franchise, so that would have been around the time of the Wii, a little bit after that, because I would have got my first Kirby games on the DS and or Game Boy Advance. I don't remember which one specifically. No, the first one was definitely on Game Boy Advance. So I definitely did not have any Kirby games on my original Super Nintendo, and I don't think they date as far back as the original Nintendo system, which is...
They do.
Oh, they actually do. I remember now. Yeah, so, wow, that's been a long-running franchise. So
the first Kirby was on Game Boy. The second was on NES.
All right. Yeah, I think I've played the original Kirby on the NES, like Switch Online thing. But all my other Kirby gameplay comes from the Game Boy Advance era, and DS, I think, had one. Like, I'm pretty sure it had one. It was Kirby Squeak Squad, I think. Something like that. That's definitely a title. I don't know if that's one I had. And then you go into the later years where there was a bunch of 3D era of like Wii and above. I played a good handful of those as well. So yeah, I actually have a lot more Kirby playtime than I originally anticipated.
All right. Yeah. Well, what went wrong has been set right.
Yeah, but Kirby is definitely a franchise where I enjoyed what I played of it, but I would never like rank it super high because it's not something that I was like super into at the time.
Yeah.
And as a closing thought, I just looked at the list and look at the middle of the mid. Here.
Middle of mid is
Elder Scrolls and Metroid?
Yeah, GTA, Elder Scrolls, Metroid, Dark Souls.
Now, I ain't gonna fight for GTA. I kind of agree somewhat on Elder Scrolls. I ain't gonna fight for GTA, or actually I agree on GTA as well. I ain't gonna fight for Dark Souls because I know that just ain't your jam. Metroid though?
Yeah, I don't like it's this weird thing. I like a couple of Metroidvanias. I don't like Metroid or the Castlevanias that look after the Metroid design.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. Like, I tried playing Super Metroid 2 weeks ago, and I played for an hour, and I went, wow, I'm bored.
So I played Super Metroid by watching a speedrunner play through it, and then just copy him while I was on my Switch. Not like the type of speedrunning that would require me to do like weird, complex things, like jumping the wall at 3.8 seconds after I've started the level. Things like that. It was like a legit, like, speed run, long run type of deal where they're not what's the word for when they glitch things? they're not abusing the game to teleport.
No exploits.
Yeah, no exploits. Exploit free run. So no exploits, just a pure standard run. But they were speed running it. That's how I beat Super Metroid the first time.
I've only ever seen a little bit of Super Metroid speed running, but every time I see it, it looks just like fucking. Oh, god damn it! I couldn't remember his name last week. The animator that you guys introduced me to.
Oh, Terminal Montage.
Yes.
Yeah. Super Metroid, I mean, Terminal Montage in general, the energy of those cartoons very much invokes the idea of speed running. But Super Metroid in particular, I remember when I saw the speed run, I was like, this is just Terminal Montage. It's just, Samus is just going ape shit and blowing up half the goddamn planet while Ridley and the others have to go like, god damn, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, she might as well just hurtle through the wall in, like, morph ball form as things explode behind her.
Can I also say before we move on that I don't like the way that this tier list was laid out, because the middle tier, it's called mid, which there's nothing bad about mid, but mid is a word that has now been turned into something bad.
Yeah.
So it always pained me because I'm like, this is middle tier. I'll put it in mid. Oh, that makes me feel bad. Because it should be labeled good tier, but it's not. It's mid. Makes it sound worse.
Well, good tier's up there.
What?
Good tier's up there. It's above average. Above average.
I hate the way this list is formatted.
The average is not good. The average is acceptable.
Average is still good, isn't it?
No.
I hate the way this is laid out.
Also, I feel like I do need to point out, though, that like I gave Dark Souls its flowers. Neo is lower.
Yeah. I'd much rather play a Dark Souls game than a Neo game. I do think Neo had probably better franchise consistency.
I suppose so, yeah.
Well, I've never heard of a Neo 1 fan going, man, Neo 2, or vice versa. Conversely, Dark Souls, you put a Dark Souls 2 player and a Dark Souls 3 player in a room, you're going to have a blood fight.
Yeah. There's also some negations that I made, where like after I made it, I went, wait, no, I actually played a game. Like, I played Battlefield Hardline. But I barely fucking remember that game.
Yeah, some of these I did look at and I went, you never played Wolfenstein?
No. Unlikely.
Really? Not any of them?
No. No, my first FPS was Doom, the first one.
And you didn't, like, when you got your PS4, you didn't like get New Order at any point.
No. I had no interest in I have no interest in Bethesda's revivals.
Yeah. Huh. Well. All right then.
I'm trying to see like what's the other big one that I didn't play, like what like
you've never played Marvel Ultimate Alliance?
No, I never had the chance.
Oh shit.
Yeah, currently I do have copies of both 1 and 2 for the PS2, but I'm saving that for us, more or less.
For us?
Well, shit.
And like some of these are also funny, because like Ape Escape, I had the whole franchise downloaded on my PS4, but I never turned it on. So, I haven't played it, but I was close.
Yeah, Ape Escape is one. I played it as a kid, really loved it. Came back as an adult, and I was kind of like, yeah, this game's kind of just for kids. Well, all right then. Let's see. Moving on to
yours.
My list is next. Okay, yeah.
All right, you Mark. I see that.
There's a lot of things to see here. What are you seeing?
I don't know. I just want to say something funny.
Oh, okay. I want to know. I immediately, with Addie's list, my eyes were drawn to Silent Hill being up in the very good category, and I went, "Oh, I did not put that franchise there."
You were thinking more of Downpour. Let's of the first 4.
Yeah, because like if it was a list of individual games, of course Silent Hill 2 would be number 1. But the thing is, like, there's Silent Hill 1, it's good. Silent Hill 2 is great. Silent Hill 3 is good. Silent Hill The Room, it's interesting. Shattered Memories. Okay, again, interesting. The rest of the offerings have come out since. Nope, fuck them. Just garbage.
Yeah, see with my rating, it was just think of like, okay, since we're not doing single games, it's like, all right, Silent Hill has Downpour and Homecoming and all that, but are they bad enough to negate Silent Hill 2?
I wasn't looking at so much as there being a singular entry that would have so much strength to do that. I was kind of looking at I was kind of viewing all of them as having equal value in the franchise.
Yeah.
Because if I was going by the strength of a singular entry, like Street Fighter would have made it into Masterpiece. But for me, the existences of Street Fighter 1 and 5 bring it down to very good,
Yeah.
I will say, for all the ones I had ranked below mid, virtually all of them are still ones where I really love one entry in the franchise. Like Duke Nukem, I put in horrible. I do really like Duke Nukem 3D. Postal, I enjoy Postal 2. I mean, it's offensive slop that's just pretty well the game getting its middle, flipping you the bird and then jerking off right in front of you. But I appreciate that it does what it does. Well, those are both franchises that it's like, yeah, there's Postal 2 and the rest of the series, forget about it. Duke Nukem had one good game and like 7 others that exist. And people really only remember, other than 3D, people remember Forever because it was so infamous, and they remember the original Duke Nukem because what the fuck, Duke Nukem started out as a platformer that was child-friendly where he talks about how much he loves Oprah. But, like, there are so many shitty Duke Nukems that people forget about, like The Quest for Babes.
Yeah.
The Witcher does not deserve to be in trash. I put it there for the meme. Dude, I'm just going ahead and saying that.
I played Witcher. I almost put it in trash just for the meme as well.
Manhunt deserves to be in trash.
I played both The Witcher 1 and 2. It deserves to be not good on my thing, but like, if you if you really wanna like, if I were to be real less foolish and wanted to actually call some of these games trash, then trash would have been like Witcher, Horizon, Last of Us, and Undertale.
Witcher, I will say, I can believe that Witcher 3 and Witcher 2 are fine. I
They're
played
not.
an hour of Witcher 3. It did not blow my socks off and cause me to cum buckets, so evidently it's already overrated. Witcher 1, I played a dozen hours of Witcher 1. Witcher 1 sucks fucking ass.
See, I played through all of Witcher 2 and 3, and I can tell you, they're mediocre at best.
Yeah.
Like, my favorite bit of The Witcher 3 was when in a cutscene, Geralt's body ceased existing, and he was Rayman. That and also every time I called Roach, he would spawn in hugging a tree, and I could never not get on top of him. Those are my highlights of The Witcher 3.
Oh man. Well, yeah, like it's similar. Like Dead Rising is in the not good category. I fucking adore Dead Rising 1. You all know that. Dead Rising 2, ooh, not so great. Dead Rising 3, ooh. Dead Rising 4, garbage. Just complete fucking garbage. Throw it in the fucking dumpster. I mean, looking at even like Ass Creed, I put below average. There are several Assassin's Creed games I really like. There's a lot more I don't. Mid. Oh, I mean, Warhammer in particular, why was that put in as a franchise? That's casting way too wide of a net.
That's what I thought when I came across it.
Like, yeah, okay, Total War, Vermintide, Dawn of War, cool. Okay, but how are we accounting for the slop? Like, Games Workshop more or less just lets anybody make a Warhammer game nowadays as long as they don't shit on the license too hard. So there's got to be a lot of slop under that banner.
I mean, did you see the Boomer Shooter?
Ultramarine. I've played it. It's all right. Why? What were you going to say?
Oh, I watched the video of it, and it looked terrible because it was like the same environment for half an hour on one stage, and then you load in and it's a slightly different environment, but still looks the same.
You might be thinking of a different game. I'm not for certain.
It's like a newer game. It's like I don't think it's Ultramarine. I forget what it was called, but it was
Bolt Gun.
Yeah, Bolt Gun. That's the one. I think so.
I mean, if it takes you forever to get past the first stage, I guess.
I don't know. The guy I watched was playing normally. It was genuinely like Doom one stages, but like they just went okay. But what if every stage was a maze, and also like 3 times as big?
Yeah, Doom has those parts.
Yeah. And like every stage was that, all of the environments were the same. The guns dealt like no damage. It genuinely took the guy I was watching 30 minutes to finish the first stage, and then went on to the second and did the same but for longer time. And I think he quit after the fourth one because he was just so fucking bored. And he loves Warhammer.
I'm pretty sure I beat the first stage in like 10 minutes. Whatever. Anyways. Yeah, I did put stuff in the masterpiece selection, though.
Yeah, they're all terrible. What is wrong with you, Super Smash Brothers?
Shut up. Though I will say with Persona, I've not played Personas 1 or 2. Smash, I've not played the original Smash, nor Melee, nor... I don't think there's any entry on this list where I played every game in the franchise. Let's be real here.
You played every Samurai Showdown. I know that for a fact.
I did not play Samurai Showdown Sin. And I haven't played the newest one either.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Wait. You played Samurai Showdown 64 though. The one that was on the Neo Geo 64.
What? No, I didn't. I never played I've never played any of the 3D Samurai shows.
I was trying to make a joke.
Okay.
Because you only pointed out Sen and the new one.
Oh, okay.
I got a quick question. In the good category, below Age of Empires, what is that squiggly little thing?
Oh, Hitman.
Hitman.
Ah.
You know what? I have technically played every God of War. I only played like 30 minutes of Ascension before I said this fucking sucks, though. Yeah, I guess there's only 2 God of War games I've not beaten then. That's wild to think of. Because I would not put that in like my franchise that I've put a shit ton of time into. Comparatively, about Total War is very high up there. Let me tell you, I have actually beaten 2 Total Wars. They are big games, and there's a lot of them. But Persona, Addy has is more reliable for judging that one because I've not touched Persona 1 or Persona 2 or Persona 2 too. So
yeah. Persona 1 and Persona 2 are different in their gameplay design, and like 2 is supposed to have like the best story and the best cast and whatever, and like I watched playthroughs of both of them. So I know what happens. Persona 1 is unfocused, and the gameplay is aged poorly. Like, it's not...
Persona 1 is an SMT game. It's not a Persona game.
I mean, not only that, but also, like, people say, oh, the Persona 1 gameplay is fine, and, like, if you like dungeon crawlers from the 90s, yes, it is fine. That's the only part of it that aged. Like, it wasn't better as a dungeon crawler, it's just also a dungeon crawler from the 90s.
You know, now that I'm looking at my list, Castlevania probably should have been put in the good category instead of the very good. Coming to think of it. Because,
the N64.
It might even go... Yeah, Castlevania 64 is a thing. Pretty well everything they've come out with since, like, Lament of Innocence is also a thing.
I mean, hey, they had that they had the 3D fighting game on the Wii.
Yeah, Judgment. There you go. That's a good one. Totally. Like, other than the 2 games with Soma Cruz for the DS, that series has been, like, rapidly downhill since Symphony, more or less.
Yeah.
Come to think of it. So I probably shouldn't have given that one such a high ranking. Other than that, though, and some of these get really screwed. Like Darkest Dungeon. Well, I played Darkest Dungeon 1. I can tell you it's good. I didn't get past the first hour because that game beat my fucking ass. But
it's not built for us.
It was a good hour. I've not touched Darkest Dungeon 2. Maybe someday, but not today.
2 is not great, from what I heard.
Oh, no. Well, Darkest Dungeon 1 also launched in a kind of iffy state. You remember how at first you couldn't turn off corpses?
Yeah, it's basically the same problem. They really went hard on the main, like, what is the opposite of quality of life?
Oh, I heard about this. The dev team loved the corpse mechanic and were kind of pissed that nobody liked it. So Darkest Dungeon 2 doubles down on that type of shit.
Yeah, it's basically a game basically made from that. Like it is made out of the corpse mechanic.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of anyone who chose to play Darkest Dungeon 1 with a corpse mechanic on.
I watched, like, maybe they fixed it since then, I don't know, but the last time I saw Darkest Dungeon 2 footage was in the beta. They gave one of the streamers I watched a key, and he played it because he loved 1, and, like, it was the most miserable experience. He tried to, you know, be cool about it and be like, oh, this game is cool and all that, but, like, you could tell that he was crushed.
Yeah, that's gotta suck. Oh, man. I do want to note, I guess, just for fairness' sake, that there are several franchises that I put really low that have entries I love. Conversely, there are a good couple franchises that I've actually ranked really highly, even though I don't particularly love any of their entries. Last of Us landed above average. I don't really care that much for Last of Us 1, but I recognize that they're quality-made games. And then there's the golf club. Also...
I mean, I would argue that the golf club isn't even the biggest problem with the franchise. Not just that game, the franchise.
There's also, like, let's see, Age of Empires. I ranked fairly high because that is a quality strategy game series. I have never dug into those games because I'm not that interested in fighting against the bots, and we have never actually lined up for us to play it together.
This is true.
All right. Well, I think we're in a good spot to move on to Pink's list. How are we feeling?
All right, I'm good to move on if you are.
Oh.
So you're wrong for putting the Lego franchise in mid, because that was going to be my masterpiece category. It is not, though. I could not commit to the bit.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like Lego every now and then. It's like, it's fun, but like, bar a couple occasions, it's largely just like, yeah, this is a good one to throw on for the, nephew.
Yeah, it's fun to play with your friends specifically your siblings for about 20 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, Lego Star Wars 2 was good. None of the other ones interested me ever.
In fairness to the developers, every Lego game that has released since the original one back in like 2000, whatever, 5, 6, after the third installment of the Star Wars franchise,
around the same time.
Yeah, around the same time, definitely. They've all been upgrade is not the word, but they've all improved upon the predecessor significantly over time. So I definitely will not knock the developers, because if you go back and play the original Lego Star Wars and then play the newest Lego Star Wars, there's a world of difference. And go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'll throw it on at the end.
There's a world of difference. The games are buttery smooth, and it feels pleasant to play for all those 30 minutes that you're going to be occupied with it. But yeah, overall, Lego Star Wars is not the most serious of video games, obviously.
I have heard that Lego DC Supervillains 3 or whatever is supposed to actually be like way better than it has any right to be.
Actually,
I've never given it a shot.
Lego DC Superheroes 2, because I don't think they made a third one, but I might be mistaken about that as well. And yeah, I heard the same thing about that, though I myself have also not played that one.
Wait, superheroes or supervillains?
Supervillains.
I played that one.
I don't think they made a DC Superheroes. They had Lego Batman 2, which they added the Justice League 2.
Yeah, I think if they made a DC Superheroes one, it would have been under the Lego Batman umbrella, and then probably also had a subtitle of featuring DC heroes.
Mm-hmm.
I played Lego Supervillains 2. It was disappointing. 3. There is no 3. I think just said that there's no 3.
I said I don't think there's a 3, but I could be wrong about that.
I mean, we can check. Okay.
I'm looking it up.
All right, y'all look it up.
Hang on. Game. God damn it. I'm not looking to buy fucking Lego sets. I don't have that much money.
Good sir, would you like to have some gold? Upcharged.
Hang on. Oh, there isn't even a Lego DC Villains 2. It's just Lego DC Supervillains.
Ah. Either which way, I played that one and it was disappointing. It was kind of mid. Not gonna lie.
The internet says you're wrong.
Well, the internet likes Witcher. So who's the fool now?
Okay, that's true. You got me there.
All right, so Pink.
Yes. Behold the masterpiece collection filled with Super Mario.
There's a lot of Mario going on there.
I would like to note that Paper Mario gets hard carried, and I mean hard carried, by the 1,000-Year Door.
Ah.
Yeah. First one is good as well. I've not completed it, though, so I can't really attest to the actual quality of that, but I'm having fun with it. And then the third one has a great story, just god-awful gameplay. I hate the third one, so I've never finished it either. But the 1,000-Year Door, easily in the top 3 favorite games of all time on my end. So yeah, that gets hard carried up into the masterpiece category.
I see. So only 2 out of your masterpiece category are non-Nintendo franchises.
That is correct.
I've also noticed one of them is Civilization, which you professed a hatred for Civilization 4.
Yeah, I do take. I do spend a lot of time hating on Civilization 4 because the rest of the internet loves Civilization 4 and all its mechanics, and I freaking hated the unit stacking. I'm not a fan.
It's awful.
I'm very glad that Civ, everything after 4, stepped away from unit stacking. So yeah.
Unit stacking is awful. I can very distinctly remember getting to, like, I don't know, the year 800 BC. You know, pretty chill game. Oh, hey, I'm neighbors with the Aztec dead.
Yeah. Like, I give Civ 5 a lot of flack, too, because that's another one that the internet loves, and they'll all dunk on Civ 6 because it's not Civ 5. But I do give Civ 5 a lot of credit because I enjoy that one a great deal as well, so I'm a lot more lenient towards 5. But when it comes to 4 and all the praise that 4 gets, I'm like, no. Let's not forget the Doom stacks. Those are terrible, and I hate anybody who enjoyed that feature.
Civ 4, more than anything else, was about fucking specialist and citizen management to a degree that was just anal.
This is true.
Civ 5, like, I love Civ 5 and Civ 6 equally. They're just different mindsets, because Civ 5 is more so the one of, I don't want to be juggling all the shit that Civ 6 asked me to juggle.
Yeah. For as much as people say that Civ 5 is the one that requires more strategy, I won't disagree. I'll let them have their cake. But I think there's a lot more mechanics that you are required to juggle in 6 that I think the people who are naysayers to 6, strictly because of the art style,
yeah,
I think they're all wrong and they're all full of it.
Civ 6 is only simpler than Civ 5 if you're playing Japan or Alexander. I do gotta ask you, like, Civ, I wasn't interrogating you, but I just thought it was odd that you said you don't like Civ 4, but then you put it up there. I am going to interrogate you on Overwatch, motherfucker.
Overwatch is legitimately up there for legitimate reasons. I might not like it nowadays. I may not have agreed with the direction they went after around, like, let's say 2019. But for the first 3 years of its lifespan, I was such a massive fan of Overwatch. I legit probably played it at least an hour every day from 2016 to 2018. And I will always have a very soft spot in my heart for that franchise and the characters and what it meant for me at the time. So yeah, Overwatch, as funny as it is to put it in the masterpiece category now, it is also simultaneously up there for valid reasons. For me personally,
I suppose that's fair. I think to a certain degree, my fondness for the first year or two is part of what makes me rank the rest of it so low.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's the odd one out of these where I can't go back to the Overwatch I liked.
Yeah, absolutely.
Someone needs to make like a fan server that rolls it back to like year one, called Older Watch.
Older what?
Well, it made classic WoW eventually.
Yeah.
Oh man, though I hear classic WoW and classic RuneScape have both run into issues of like, okay, but where's the line we stop for classic?
Yep. I mean, if memory serves,
Guys,
classic WoW is currently trying to figure out if they want to do Cataclysm, which
Yep. No, I was about to say, everyone can agree we're good up until Lich King, but do we do Cataclysm?
and the answer is no. We skip Cataclysm and do Pandaria instead. We plant the people into the old map.
Do we figure out a way to slap the Robo Gnomes in here anyways?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I'm looking back at Pink's list. Rainbow Six is a funny one, I think, for all of us. Because what are we gonna do? Are we gonna say like, oh, I got serious opinions on Rainbow Six Vegas?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, is Pink muted?
I don't know.
No, I better not be.
Oh, okay. Also, I've noticed you put Dragon Age in not good. You are aware Ted's not watching this video, right?
He will someday.
I mean, we can just post the tier list into the gaming thread.
Oh God!
I would have to like condense this down a significant bit, and also like highlight Dragon Age in red marker or something, so that he'll actually notice.
Oh man! Wait! Oh my God! I just realized I didn't rank Army Men, and now I'm confused. You played one of the Army Men games at some point, Hank?
So did
exactly one. It was Army Men, subtitle Sarge's War.
Okay, I grew up with Sarge's Heroes.
All right. Yeah, I played Sarge's War on the GameCube. That was a fun little time. And yeah, it was fun for the time, but there were definitely other games that I preferred over it, which is why it falls in the below average category, which in my opinion was not a bad category to land in. But as we went over your guys' list, I was feeling kind of bad about my rankings because my mentality, my brain was like, mid, yeah, that's a good tier. No,
take that, Team Fortress.
Yeah. I mean, regardless, like for example with AC, like I wouldn't argue against Assassin's Creed being mid. Like at the end, Brotherhood is good. The other games are arguable.
See, part of the issue with AC is that the game that I would argue is one of the better ones is one that you would argue against me. Because, like, I'd say, man, Brotherhood, and then maybe Assassin's Creed 3. And you go, no, absolutely not.
I love Brotherhood, and I hate to say it, Addy, but I enjoyed my time with Odyssey. And then I hated Revelation, rather.
Yeah, Revelation is a game you play for the plot. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I like.
Revelations is do not play the game. Go to YouTube and click it. Just type in "Life of Ezio" movie.
No, there's some parts in Revelations that contribute to the characterization, but it's just like it is just like, do you want the characters to be fleshed out or not? Because if not, you can just watch the fucking movie.
Wait, Pink, when the hell did you play Melty Blood?
Oh, he played it with me once.
Yeah.
Why would you do that to him?
I didn't. Pink chose it.
Don't ask me why. I didn't know what I was doing. I don't know what Melty Blood is. I still don't know. Matter of fact.
Like, this was a couple of months ago. Pink had a free day and we didn't know what to record, so we just went, let's do fighting games. And we played a couple of them, and then he went, Melty Blood, that sounds interesting. And I went, alright, Pink, you know what you want. And I think we played a match and then got disconnected, and then we played something else. Which, I mean, yeah, that's kind of Melty Blood, isn't it?
Did either of you play the maids or the cat goblin?
I think I was Necoarch, Pink was woman.
Oh, good lord!
You definitely played Neko Arc and the maids.
So Pink didn't get the joy of playing them. He just received the pain of being on the receiving end of them.
This is true.
Like, those characters are a lot of fun to play. They suck to fight against.
That's why Melty Blood is a trash tier, dear viewer.
I also like having all but at least Pink and I don't know about you, W. Did you play a Dragon Quest? I guess not.
I played Dragon Quest Builders.
But yeah, Pink and I agree that Dragon Quest sucks. Which I've played through. I've played let me think. I played Dragon Quest 9, and then I feel like I played one of the older ones.
Why is My Hero Academia on Pink's list?
Yeah, I was gonna ask. When did you play My Hero 1's Justice, and why?
I played it with my siblings. They have it on a Switch, I think.
Oh God. Fucking anime fan service games, I swear.
It was great. There was a guy with a hat in there.
Oh.
He could make large fists out of the air. It's amazing.
Oh, did you play as the villain?
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know either. All I know is that
far.
all I know about My Hero Academia at this point is that like the main villain of the entire series, the character development is tied directly to how much League of Legends he plays.
It's not the skinny blonde dude?
No.
But he's opposite All Might.
That power got passed on to League of Legends boy, who has the black hair and like the arm on his arm on his head, and then like he apparently by the end of the series he stops playing League of Legends and gets ripped or something like that.
Okay.
This series sounds wild.
Can we look at how many of the games on Pink's list are registered as inferior to Angry Birds?
Including Team Fortress.
Put Angry Birds in the masterpiece category as well.
Oh shit!
I also like Virtua Fighter Horrible.
The difference between Fatal Fury and King of Fighters, so I just put them together because I don't know which one's which.
Fair enough. That's how most people look at them.
Yeah. I also like the placement of Virtua Fighter.
Virtua Fighter's logo is so fucking bland, I can't find it.
It's in Horrible. It's between Mortal Kombat and Monkey Ball.
Well, I disagree with Horrible, but I somehow do feel that nonetheless Virtua Fighter is somewhere thematically between Mortal Kombat and Monkey Ball.
Yeah.
Oh, good lord. By the way, Pink, I feel like you and me both had the same thing with Far Cry. Of like, there was a good one.
Yeah.
So anyways.
Yeah. That's exactly how it went.
The rest of them belong in a certain spot.
Yep.
Oh, boy. All right. Well. Yeah.
What a fun time this was. I should have put Mario Party in the masterpiece tier.
You should have.
Mario Party's placement should change every time you look at it.
Every 7 times you look at it, Bowser shows up and just puts it on a different tier.
And while he's there, he also takes part of your bank account.
Yes.
Your real life bank account.
He takes your money, then he transfers to the rest of the poor players. It's terrible.
Yeah.
I guess
then inexplicably at the end of the game just gives you 5 stars anyways.
Yeah.
Because you landed on a lot of blue spaces.
Oh, man.